Well, hello, Blue Merinos. Yes, it's time. We're going to make the cutest gingerbread arrangement, but we're going with a different color scheme. We're going with snow and pink. It's going to be stinking cute, and we're going to make it right here in this container, and I'm going to show you how. So let's get started. Gingy's ready. This is our newest kit. It is available on the website, of course, and we'll have the link here. You can ask in the comments. Be happy to help you find it. So here's all the pieces that do come in the kit. You get the lollipop, the curl, the pink sprays that have the glitter on them, then some of this beautiful frosty greenery, including some long spiky ones and some short fillers. And of course the cute gingerbread comes in there and the container. The only thing you're going to need for this on your own would be hot glue, wire cutters, and some floral foam to put in the container. So I'm going to make mine in this container like permanently so I can sell it. So I'm going to glue in my foam to kind of get started. So before you start doing anything, cut a couple of pieces. This comes from a big long sheet. And I cut a small one to go in the bottom and then a little bit larger to go on the top. I want to go down just a couple of inches in here. I want it to recess a little. Sometimes we want things to come out really high, but this one I'm good with it recessing a little bit. So we're going to go out, grab our glue, and put a little Gorilla Glue in the bottom to help it stick to the metal really well. And then I'm going to put the hot glue right on top. So let's put that in, get it set. And get my other pieces coming. And I'm just going to take these both, and my glue pot is right over here off camera. I'm going to dip it in and get it going on. I'm going to spread it out a little bit on here. Let me get a little bit more in the middle. Alright, so I got a good amount, and I'm going to push this down, right, wiggle it in, and then push this right on top. And both my pieces are foam or in my container. Now, the main piece going in this is the gingerbread. So I want to take and put her in kind of in the middle zone of this. She did have a hanger on here, and I took that out. I just cut it off. So she's going to go right here in the middle zone. So I'm going to leave that spot open for a little bit so I can get the greenery in, and then we'll put her in just a little bit. So I think I'd like to put her a little bit sideways, like she's going to go this way. And that the lollipop and the curly pig are going to go beside her. So I'm going to start thinking about where these bigger pieces are going in my design. Like this one, I think is going to work out to the side. So in order for you to see this a little bit better, like the lollipop's going to be on one side and the gingerbread's going to be on the other. Just like that. You're seeing it right from the top, but I want you to be able to kind of have a concept of what we're doing here, okay? So let's start by getting our snowy greenery in. And yeah, you can do that anytime. Just bend a stem to kind of get an idea of how it's going to lay out in your design. So this is first. And this greenery, it doesn't really push, but it is so really nice and fluffy. So I'm going to take and cut these off of the whole bush, and we'll start putting this in. Y'all, we probably have sent out a text to this video the first time it comes out. And if you want to be notified anytime we have new videos, you're going to want to grab a spot on our text list. So the way you do that is you go to textkelea.com, textkelea.com, or you can also just text us the word VIP, one word, VIP, to 832-734-5201, and you can get right on our text list. So I'm kind of getting these greenery pieces going in towards the front to start with here. Just like that. And so this is what you're seeing from the front. So I'm going to bring these down a little bit. And let's have a little going around the back. I'm going to use the larger pieces kind of on the ends here. And you can spin it around and put these in. And a lot of our Blue Merinos find it great when they can just pick up the whole kit from us. It's really easy for them to shop, and they can reproduce what we're making super easy. Okay, so all the snowy greenery's in. We're giving it a little boost. Now, in order to put Miss Gingy in, we're going to take, I think we'll turn her a little bit this way, just for a little bit of fun. And then she's also a lot of fun if we just give her a little bit of a tilt like this. Put her into the side. I think that's whimsical. So let me go ahead and add like a little wire or a wood dowel here to the base of her leg. And I tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna cut off the bottom of the candy. I don't need too much, about 3 or 4 inches. About 5 inches. Okay, and it's covered, this stem is covered in cute little ribbons, so you're gonna trim that off. And I'm gonna add a little glue because I want to keep that cute little detail here. So just gently wrap that back around so it sticks into the glue. And then we'll glue this one too when we get ready to put it in. But this piece right here could be how we're going to attach her in to our arrangement. So I'm just going to take and push it into the bottom of that leg. A lot of our wreath attachments are foam, so it makes it really easy to work with them. All right, so when I get ready to put her in now, like I talked about at an angle, we're going to push her in right over here, okay? We're pushing, and now she's kind of jutting out and up just a little bit. And she's on a wire stem, so you can see exactly how she's going to look right there. Isn't that cute? I love that. Okay, I'm going to get y'all a little bit more room on the camera. Okay, so she's in. And let's take and put the lollipop over to the other side. And I know I want it behind her, so you can see what's going on here. I'm going to take and put this one over here behind her. Okay. And that way you can see how this arrangement is kind of coming together and how someone would see it on a table. So we have the container. I've got Mr. Gingy here on this top part, and the lollipop will go on the other. So let me take and put a little glue on there to hold that ribbon on. And since she's a little crooked, let's have the lollipop come in off this side, just kind of straight. Okay, and those are both in the back. Oh, isn't that cute already? So cute. Now, I've got some spiky greenery that we're going to add right to the middle. But if I put the whole bush in, it's a little too much. Like if I just put that in, it would cover up a little too much. So what I'm going to do is trim it into a couple of sections here. Okay. And we just used this bush in design school. I totally love it. It adds a really great softness. So I've embraced working with this one a whole bunch. So I cut off a little bottom section. I'm going to go right in the middle. Okay. Just got my glue skillet off to the side here. And let's just have this go right in the center. Oh, that's cute. And just kind of work those around. I can take a couple of these and have them come behind too. And a couple of forward. See? We created, just doing that little trick right there, we created some depth, which is super, super cool. Now, I'm going to take this and divide it into 2 more pieces, and then we'll use a little on each side, okay? So just get in there, section it out. Make sure when you cut it, though, you leave a little bit of stem, or you're going to have to put them all in just one at a time, right? All right. Let's put one going into the right. I'm working a little bit more in the foreground here. Beautiful. And one out to the left. And now she just looks like she's in this snowy, snowy Wonderland, which I love that. Because it's almost like it's sugary snow. It's not regular snow, right? Awesome. All right, we've got one more of our flocked bush. We have our really neat curly picks, and then we've got our spiky, icy, snowy pieces to go in. So our curly spray here, I know I want to use it kind of in the foreground, and you have to decide, do I want it to go this way, over here on this side, or do I want it to kind of go over by my gingy? So, or we can cut it into sections, but this one's actually easier to use all as one. So let me trim it down, and we'll decide. We will decide what we want to do. Now the neat thing, and this is something you're going to want to work on while you're designing, and when we teach in design school, this has a fuzzy, like a little bit of a neat texture to this fuzz, and that's exactly what we've got on this. So it's not just about color and sparkle, but also the texture, like the snow texture, the texture of the actual curls I'm putting in. So I want you to take a look at it. Here it is on this side, okay? That looks pretty cute. And then here it is going out to the left. Now the reason I kind of like it going out to the left is because it breaks the plane of the gingerbread too, and we already have this pink over here. So I kind of like that and the depth it adds, so I'm going to stick on this side, okay? So let's take it in, and I'm going to put a little glue on it, and we're going to push it in right over here. So I'm getting some glue on it, and then we're going to push this dude in right here. We're giving a nice push into that foam where it's going in good and strong. Oh my gosh, how cute is that? And I like for the curls to break the plane of the container. That's something we also talk about in design school quite a bit, and how important it is. The depth in your design definitely helps create a higher skill level, and the appearance is just a little bit next level. All right, that's looking awesome. She's super duper cute. She's loaded with fun pieces. And these you can curl up tighter or leave longer. I'm going to go ahead and start to use some of my glitter sprays. And the neat thing about the glitter sprays is that they are totally perfect to add a little sparkle, a little height to the whole design. So we're going to take and separate this into a couple of sections, and you just pull them off. They come off pretty easy. And so when you do that, you'll have one long one, which will be great because we can lay this in here and kind of decide how long we want that. And I know I want to start with one of these coming right up the center here in the middle. I love that. And how about a little bit coming over here to the right? I'm just laying these in first to kind of get an idea. And this one up the middle. Ooh, won't that be pretty? I love it. And then we can take and use some on the left too. Now we're going to get ready to put these in, and I'm going to take and totally trim these down, y'all. And listen, if you haven't joined design school yet, you are going to want to get in ASAP because we are in full holiday mode, and that means you're going to have access to all the good new tutorials that we've been doing. And we try to focus on really, you know, high-end, beautiful designs that you can learn to make. And even if you decide to not make them yet, but you want to kind of learn the skills and the process, I really strive to create an environment that's welcoming to everyone of every level, and we can try to have so much fun. And if you get in before the holidays, you won't miss our big Christmas party towards the end of the year, where we have so much fun and prizes, door prizes, all kind of good stuff. So I wanted to remind you that that time is coming. So all of these are trimmed down. You're seeing the arrangement from the top right now, from the extreme top. So while we're doing this for a second, we're going to put some pieces in. And I'm going to grab my little Lazy Susan so I can spin this around. I don't know if you've ever done that before, but a simple Lazy Susan can allow you to work on both sides of your arrangement very quickly and just make it super fun when you're bringing it all together. So here she is. We're going to add our glitter pieces. So I'm going to start with some of these taller ones in the back. And as far as placement goes, I want to create depth with these. So I want them to be higher than the Gingy and that lollipop. I want it to be higher than both. So I'm going to put this first piece in. Kind of got it going on. I think it's fun playing with the newer trends of the different colors for the holidays. But I always love to come back to the classics too. You know, it's a good combo of both. And you know what? I even love natural inspired designs. I think they're one of my favorites. So you're going to see us doing a little bit of everything. Okay. Now I'm going to take this one. I loaded her with glue, and she's going to come out over here to the right, kind of in front of the gingerbread, layering it out a little right here, okay? And then I'm going to come on the right side and do the same thing. So we create the illusion that all these twigs are coming from the same area in the arrangement, and that really helps with the shape of the design. So keep that in mind when you're doing your first centerpieces, or when you're grabbing this kit, it's super, super fun to create that illusion. So work hard to do it. I'm pushing this into the pie, but I want that to kind of come over the edge if possible. Hold on, I gotta put more glue on it. I'm gonna go a little bit further. I'm pushing it into the foam. There we go. Not the pine, silly. Alright, and I'll bend it a little bit more over the edge and a little bit. Look how cute. So cute. And let's put one more kind of going at the edge over there on the left. So I'm going to give it a good bend. And then I'll hold it up and show you what it looks like. I love all these sparkly going in here. Because it's kind of like a whimsical winter, you know? Whimsical winter candy Wonderland. Look at this. She's so cute. Alright, we're not done yet. We want to fill up her base. And we're holding these two off to the very last. We've got one more pick and a little bit of candy fun. So we're going to take these and trim these off. Now our job with these last pieces of greenery is to fill up that base and make it very lush with the greenery. So I'm going to focus on the front right now because it's what's most important. And we can even take and cut these in half to where you've got two pieces out of one. So they're short, and that's going to work good to fill in. And I want it to be like she's frolicking in a snow-covered candy. Oh, like you could lick this stuff and it would be loaded with candy. It's not. It's glitter and snow. It's fake. Don't lick it. Don't do it. But you want to be tempted. It's like the candy land that we all dreamed of as little kids at Christmas time. Now I'm going to take these little pieces and we're going to start just popping this in. And it's going to give this lush, lush feel here, right there. Oh, really tight as we go around. Oh, I love these little curls too. And just push them in, make it really full. I'm going to go all the way around. And like I said, we're going to start in the foreground at the front. And I'm going to work towards the middle. And then we'll flip it around and we'll do some on the back. There's a dang glue string there. Oh, do you hate glue strings as much as I do? I cannot stand them. Some people it doesn't matter. I can remember going to craft shows and pulling glue strings off other people's work. Like, let me help you. This doesn't go on here, you know? They probably thought, don't touch my stuff. And I'm like, it's just a glue string. I got it. Let's push them in. Okay, let's see what we got here. Look at this little cutie. She is looking so cute. I'm loving it. Okay, we're going to flip it around and we're going to go to the back here where you're seeing the back. We're going to do the same thing on the back. Fill that in nice and tight. Now, if you want this design to be two-sided, you can always order another gingerbread separately out of the kit and put another one in the back, which would be super cute. I think that would be adorable. If you feel like, hey, this I want to use this in a place in my home where it's going to show. Okay. I'm going to hold off these two little pieces in case there's a hole we find. But let's finish off the front and make her look amazing. Oh, she already looks amazing. She's so stinking cute. All right, I'm going to take this curly part here and we're going to weave this way in the back, coming up besides the gingy. I love that. Her shape is looking really good. Now, I want to bring these little candies in. We have a candy pick here, and this is going to go off to this right side. So I'm going to take and put some glue on it. We're going to press it into that foam base in there, and she's going to go right over here. You want to hear it crunch in there. There we go. How cute is that? And the balls and the little donut type candies are in there, right? Just adding that festive look there. And then take a look anywhere you have a hole, or you could use this piece in the back to finish it up. Let me put one little piece of greenery in here. But y'all, I think we've done it that quickly. You made yourself a stunning, cute, festive, loaded, full. It's just lush with this greenery, and this your grandkids are going to love, and maybe they can help you make it. I think it would be just a fun project to make as a family and to put up every year. But we're going to start with these two, okay? So I'm going to kind of build out our foundation with our little bit of cedar here. And this one is super frosty for a frosty. And it's got a little bit of glitter. So we're going to take and break these down into small pieces to kind of set out our project. Kind of green out our base like normal, okay? So you're just going to go really small pieces. And I'm going to start up here on the hat. Oh gosh, it's cute already. I just put one piece in. It's adorable. So I like to break the plane, have things come over. We're going to try not to cover up his face. So I'm going to take this little single piece and put it up above. And these type of projects, they're not going to be quite as fast as like other pieces that we make, because we're going to have to cut up things into smaller pieces and take our time. But they're super therapeutic to work on and a lot of fun with all the detail you can do. So enjoy that process when you're decorating these. Oh my gosh, that's so cute already. So I want a little piece to come down, but I don't want to cover up all this cuteness, so I'm going to keep trimming these smaller. Ooh, that's cute right there. I like that. You guys see it? I'll turn it towards you. So it kind of covers a little, but not too much. I love that. Okay, I want to hold it up to the camera so you can see what we got going. Look how cute. Okay, so we've kind of framed it out really simple, okay? That's a great base to go with. It kind of overlaps from this angle, but it doesn't at all from that angle, okay? I like that. Now, let's work with this greenery here. We're going to work with the greenery opposite, okay? And this is the type of thing, you know, less is going to be more. So we're going to go really simple with the first few that we're putting on. Okay, I've got this started. Okay, I'm going to come in here. I'm just keep pushing these in and shaping it out. I'm just kind of making two pieces and then I'm going between. Keep shaping out our base with the greenery. And I'm going to work opposite, okay? So this is how it's going to look if I just put two sections on. All right. And if I put three on, I might go ahead and put three on, but you guys can go, I might go a little bit up here and just go for it, since you know I love greenery and all that stuff. And I think he'd be cute to leave out all winter too. So I'm going to put one on top too, but if you want to go less, that's okay. All right. Just know two would work. If you want to keep it super simple, keep the cost down, just do one and save those other picks in the kit for something else. Okay? All right, I'm going to go a little bit back on the hat. So we've got our triangle shape, but I'm going to have a little bit more dimension, okay? I'm going to go back there. I need to put Gorilla Glue on first. I'm excited about this. It's so cute. And hopefully what's in my mind's eye comes out. Yes. I'm going to put a little moss anywhere that glue is showing. Oh, see this one you can see. I'm going to get that covered. Just tuck that in the glue. Tuck it in, and coming around on this front edge. All right. Okay. So I'm just, anywhere I got a little glue, I'm putting moss to hide it. And then we're going to start adding a little bit of the longer pine up here. So I'm going to take this pine spray, we're going to break it into smaller sections. And I definitely will keep that pine because we'll probably use that up at the top. And I'm going to tear this and we're going to build out that base just a little bit different with a little bit of this pine. So I'm going to break this piece into three sections. 1, Let's see what that looks like. Oh, you gotta cut it all the way through. You can't be a halfway cutter. You know I was thinking of a different word when I said that, but we could clean it up. Okay, so now we got these small, oh my gosh, so wispy, so stinking cute. I'm gonna cut it into 4 pieces. So that's what I'm saying. When you're doing this, you gotta scale everything down. Okay. All right. While that glue's setting up, let's add a little of this to our other sections we already created, and this will just give us a little wispiness. Oh my gosh, so wispy, so cute. I'm a fan of this. Let's put one on either side here. Pop this one up above. I'm gonna go kind of one out, one over. So like kind of like an L shape. All right. Get that wispiness. Let's do the same thing down here. We're gonna work on the top of the head now. Just take our time. It is a fun process, so don't rush it. Enjoy embellishing. When I first kind of learned this technique way back in the early 2000s, I was in, oh no, it's actually in the 90s, 97, I guess. I was in college and I was gotten to this jury craft show in the Clear Lake area. If anybody's in Clear Lake here in the Houston area, it was called the Velvet Stocking. You might have gone over there at the Clear Lake Golf Club back in the day if you've been a crafter for a long time. And I was like one of the youngest people in there at this craft show. But one of the ladies, she made everything nautical. So she would have taken this snowman and done this whole technique and added shells and all these neat pieces. And that's kind of where I learned from her that time. I said, this is amazingly beautiful how she takes and make something so intricate with shells, and she'd cluster them and make designs and add touches of glitter. And it's almost therapeutic to make this kind of stuff. And you still are using your principles of floral design with shapes and direction and transitions, but you're just doing it smaller. And that makes it so fun. Always. Let me move my little green board because we need to see the top of him this time. I'm bringing it backwards a little bit. Oh my gosh, he is so cute. This is adorable. Oh man, I love this. Okay, let me bring a smaller piece of the little red berry kind of coming forward. I don't want to compete too much with this, and it's got the little Let It Snow there, but I want to come forward just a little bit. Okay, so I kind of have this one this way. This one kind of goes this way. And this one goes this way. So you can see there's kind of a shift. All right, as we go down. Now, if that's too much, you don't have to do the hat. Remember, I'm decorating them all over because I get all into this. All right, now I'm going to put some pine up top with my pine pieces. So let's take these apart. Here I'm putting 3, so I'm a little bit more pine up here. And we're going to start to put our little bit of our cardinals in. Look how cute, y'all. It's cute. Oh, I can't wait to take pictures of that. Ah! Oh, I have to keep it now. Okay, so here's our cardinal picks we're going to use. And I think I'm going to put a cardinal on the hat and maybe one down here. So they kind of work a little opposite. Not exactly. They're going to be on the same side of the snowman, but I'll try to put the cardinal over here. So this pick, we're going to break down completely down to these little wires. So a little bit different than we normally would do. I generally don't want a lot of little pieces to deal with, but in this case we do. So I'm going to start pulling them off, and then we'll start putting all the detail work in. So this is green on the base, and now we're coming in with the next steps. All right, here's my little cardinal. I'm going to clean off his little stem and trim it. And I know I want him kind of up here, just kind of like he's landed on the hat, kind of at the base. So I'm going to take these 2 little pine pieces. We're going to put them in first. These are coming from the Cardinal pick. Oh, those are cute. A little bit different pine. So like this one, we're going to divide it into 2 sections. So just take your time, get in here. Try not to cut off all the needles if you can. And just, you might lose a couple, but just cut in there and separate it. And now I've got 2 sections, okay? And I love this little pine cone. We're going to put that in. I love this stuff. Look how cute that is in there. That's this little cardinal. Here, I'll have him turn towards you guys. I'm sorry, he was turned towards me. Okay, that's in. Now I'm going to take some of these pieces. These here are the greenery that came with that cardinal. I hope I called that the right thing a second ago. I'm going to trim these shorter. Okay, and we're going to put those in. Some days, you know, projects are just get me lit up. We're getting into the detail work now, which is my favorite part. So you guys should make yourself a snowman, even if you don't want to sell it. You need one. He's so cute. So I'm going to add in a couple more berries. I'm just kind of going around to get that little bit of red going in from that transition point right here at the Cardinal. Just get a little bit of glue on everybody. I just need a little bit of pine in the center here. I'm going to take one of these. This is a piece from that first bush. I'm just going to break this up into 2 little pieces, and we'll put one right in the middle. And then I'm pretty happy with this top section. And if you guys are just getting here, I see some of you just got here. We talked about you could do 1 section, you could do 2, or you can do all 3 and go to town. Whatever works for you. We're making him a dapper Dan. Okay, so my idea was Cardinal up here, Cardinal down here. Okay, kind of where they're a little bit opposite. I'll have this one kind of sit over here. So I'm going to use the big pine cone right here. Okay, because it'll fill up some territory. And it looks really cute in there. And we're working with the kit here, so I am trying to utilize every little piece that comes from that kit to make him just a cute little showstopper. Okay, there you go. Here's his little pine cone. Now, I want to come in and add some little pieces of pine in around there. I'm going to have to keep him. So stinking cute. I'm going to put one little piece here of a short cedar. And I'm just taking one of these. So I trim it off from here. And then I literally take and trim it just wherever I can get another little hard wire to push in. And then I will have 2 pieces, okay? I'm going to curl this. I want it a little shorter, so I'm just going to curl that little berry and this greenery. Just going to have them be a little shorter. And then I'm going to come down. You're seeing him kind of from the top, but when you see him from this level, look how cute he is. He's so cute. And you know what would be super cute? Put a little bird's nest right there. That just hit me. He could have a little nest up there. Ah! Okay, when I go ornament shopping, I will see. Anybody seen a bird's nest in the ornaments section? Somewhere? Tell me if you have. And I will see if I can snag one to put on here. That would be cute. Okay, so little red berries going opposite. I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to glue it a little bit in the back. So sometimes you might have to make a stem by just pulling off a couple of leaves and, you know, getting a little stem. I'm going to take this now and break this other. It's the same spray. We're going to use this one down here, okay? We didn't use ribbon, but if you love ribbon, you could add a little ribbon. You could do all kind of stuff. You could put some of that velvet. That cardinal's sitting right here, right below his little cheek. I love that. We can bend that. Whoops. Let me redo it because I knocked it out. I'm going to go more forward so he kind of goes forward. I want him down just a little bit. All right, I'm coming in with those two thicker pines right here. Isn't that cute? I'm gonna put this one kind of behind the cardinal a little. Okay, so I'm kind of filling out the green in 3 little sections there, and I'm gonna come underneath with this pine kind of in the back. Okay, so the only thing I want to do a little bit different here is I want to use a little more of the long needle, because I always like to do stuff like this. I like for it to kind of touch the cabinet it's going to go on, or if you put it towards the edge of the table, I want it to be able to overlap the table. That's more of the breaking the plane stuff, coming over the edge, and that's all depth and dimension. And you know what I say about depth and dimension. You all know already. It really matters. Okay, so what have you enjoyed making this season? If you're making something for yourself, I know some of you haven't had time, but what's the one thing you want to make for yourself this Christmas for your decor? Tell me about it. I'm separating this into 4 sections. Okay, so we can get more pieces here going. I want to hear what you're working on. Are you going to do yourself a garland? Are you like, no, Keleas, I've just got to work on my tree? Or are you all good to go? Now you just want to make some accent pieces like the snowman? Maybe you're making a big centerpiece for your church. Tell me what's going on. I put a little bit kind of coming back here, kind of breaking the plane in the back, because that's going to look really cool from the side on a side table. Got way too excited about that greenery coming out the back. And I'm going to put a 3rd piece here so I can kind of complete my triangle that I started and kind of come down over here. Okay, I put a little pine in the middle. I'm going to bring this one down, and then I'm going to put another piece on top, because this one right here has some good snow on top of it. Okay, I've got a little bit of red berry. I'm going to put one more curly one here. And this is where you get into the embellishment phase, guys, where you can take your time. You can add as much as you want. You can definitely curl it. I would play with some pine cones. We've used all the pine cones that came in the kit here. But if you have any that you took off something else, you can tuck some in. I would definitely, if you don't have a nest, you can kind of make a nest out of some Spanish moss and kind of spray it with hairspray and see if you can get it to hold enough, just like a little bitty nest, and put it, or you can use clear acrylic paint to try to make a little. I used to do that on my snowman I used to make for craft shows back in the day. Y'all, this is so fun, and I usually like embellishing because you can sit here and just create this own little story in your own head about this snowman was just relaxing out there in the snow, and these birds just moved in, and then it was so cold they all had to just keep coming on, making their houses, and then they just moved on in. Those are so cute right there, kind of cupping around his head. And I'm gonna take this piece of greenery, I'm gonna have it kind of comb down and curl just a little bit, because I love to curl up stuff. Okay, and then I'm gonna give you a good close-up of him. All right, here he is. We finished, and look how sticky cute he is. He's mine. The snowman's mine. All mine. Hello, baby. You stay in my house forever and ever. He is so cute. This turned out way better than I even thought. I love it. I love it. I hope you did too. Hope that gives you the confidence to try something like this and snag these kits, because when they're gone, and they're very reasonably priced, because this is a big snowman that you get in here. Blue Merinos! Look what we're making for our front door. Do you want to make one with me? Come on, I'm going to show you how. All right, y'all, we're going to start off by prepping our base. And this time we're going to use a little bit of Gorilla Glue, and we're going to use some hot glue, okay? I'm using just a little bit of foam. This is a floral foam, and it's kind of the dense foam. It's a perfect one to use
for any projects that we're using artificial flowers with. So it's dense and it's not sandy or crumbly. It's not made for water. It's for artificial flowers. And we just need a small little block of it. And my plan is to put that up here a little bit off center. You do have to think about, we can't put all the weight on one side or it will hang crooked. So keep that in mind when you're creating, but I like it. I like things not so matchy-matchy. So I'm gonna start with a little Gorilla Glue up here, like right above the holly leaf, right on this edge. Generally, if you can catch a little edge and a little bit of other elements in the design, it kind of will help it stay on there better. So I'm putting some hot glue on now. I'm dipping that in my glue pot. If you don't know what a glue pot is, just ask here and we'll share a video with you so you can learn all about our electric glue pot skillet. And you see I'm just kind of putting that off center a little bit. And while that starts to set up, we're going to start to make our design on here. I'm going to start off with our greenery first, and we're using this really beautiful snowy eucalyptus. So it's a nice, pretty snowy green. It'll help pick up this pretty green here, which we already know looks good with this color combo with the gold around the edge. So I'm going to take and cut these all off this bush right here, and we'll get this prepped. Some of these we're going to use long, some of them we're going to use shorter. So I'm just trimming everybody off. And when I'm teaching in design school how to create the beautiful floral designs we do, we talk about creating the perimeter with the greenery. And generally we do that first on most projects, but sometimes you might add greenery at a different point. But here we're going to do it first. So I'm going to take my first piece, and hopefully this has gotten set up. And I'm going to kind of come right down here on my left to start out shaping up my base, okay? So even though I want to do what we call breaking the plane of one item and bringing it over, I don't want to cover up all the words. I like for it to kind of dabble in the word area, but not completely cover it up. So I'm going to do two of these that are about the same length. I'm just trimming them down. And that way I've got some little pieces like this to come back and use later. I'm going to put this one on the right. That one's on the left, and we're just kind of doing what we call mirror placement right now. If you put it on the left, you put it on the right, going back and forth. All right, let's put a little bit more greenery in, and let's just go right at the side where we put the other, coming a little bit more this way, a little bit down to the right. Now come back to your left, come on back to your left, and we're gonna work, I'm doing the same thing. I'm taking that little section off, and now I'm gonna go up a little higher here. So basically when you're floral designing, you're going to create lines and you want to create depth and dimension, and all of that helps a look come together. You see what we've got going? And we're going to stop there with the snowy greenery for right now, because we'll bring some more of that back in the design a little bit, but that's a good baseline. Next, we've got our fun bell pick. I love this one because these bells are of course going to give a jingle jangle when it's on the door. You got the pretty metal there, you pick up the metal from there. So whenever you see me designing, there's a lot of thought put in a design, because we need the whole look to kind of come together with the materials. And that's how you get a more designer look, a polished look, when you follow the directions I'm giving you to help put these things together. Better off, grab a kit from us whenever we have kits available, because those help make it super easy to kind of get a look going. We're going to shake hands with this just like we would in design school. So you're going to take your time, just like I teach my KDS Blue Merinos. You have to take your time and you have to be patient. You're paying for really nice, beautiful quality florals, but if you don't take the time to fluff out each section, then you are going to be frustrated in the look you're getting. If you just leave it all clumped up, we want to take and separate them into beautiful sections. That's what we just did there. Now this piece is going to go right here and kind of pop over to the right. We're going to have, oh my gosh, I love that we have this holly in here. I look for such beautiful holly, and that holly is just popping right out of there. All right, now let's come on either side with the other two bell sprays. And I'm shaping it out again. We're going to come in over here, going to the right. I love that. We'll just keep touching it up, pushing these into the foam. Make sure that bell's in there really good. He is. I'm going to tuck him right there. And then our third bell spray is going to kind of come down this way, right here between those greeneries. We're going to tuck that in. These kind of projects are a blast because they're not going to take a big commitment for you if you're just trying out this hobby for the first time. This is pretty simple. You don't have to go purchase a bunch of stuff. You're just going to need some hot glue. You're going to need a little bit of foam, and then you can snag a kit or grab the supplies from us and it'll come right to your door, and you're not running around crazy trying to find everything. All right, you can see what a great base we have going. Now we're going to put a bow on there. We made this bow in another video. So the link for this bow is here in the supply list for this project. And all I'm going to need to do is I'm going to add it to a little piece of wire called a U-pin. We have a cable tie there in the back, and I'm going to be able to tie that right onto my little U-pin, okay? It's a little metal pin shaped in a shape of a U, and it is found in the floral selection, the floral section of most of your craft stores. Now I'm going to take and put it right in the center, okay? And we're going to go ahead and put that in now. So I'm going to put a little glue on my U-pin and just tuck that puppy right in there. Up over here. You're looking so pretty, girl. You beautiful. Oh my gosh. And then that just pops right there. Isn't that cute? I love this. I love when it comes together, just how I hope it's going to come together. Because we've got this metallic ribbon, we've got the metallic in the bells, and then we've got the beautiful sheen of the enamel look sign. It all just pulls together so pretty. All right, so now we need to go ahead and start to tuck in around the bow. So remember our smaller pieces of the eucalyptus that's glittered. We're going to start to put those in and around here, okay? So let's put a couple coming down first. Oh yeah, perfect. And we're going to start to watch our glue strings. They'll pull right off this sign if they get on there. It's no big deal. But you want to put these right at the transition of the bow. And let's have one maybe come down a little bit. We got our cute little bell hanging out here. We can move her more to the middle if we want. I think that's always kind of cute. Just wiggle it over, let it kind of come out the middle of the bow. Now I let a little greenery come down. I like that. But if you want it a little shorter, you can always come in and just like take off a couple leaves, like boom, a little less. No big deal. Do a little haircut. All right, and I'm gonna come up above and we're gonna pop a little in here, and you can kind of see how it's starting to shape out. So we filled that in. We got our fun bells. But we're not done. We have a berry pick. And the reason we're going to use the berry pick in here too, it's got a little bit of frosty, icy snow, so it matches this look. We're going to use this to bring that red color in the bow into the greenery a little bit. So I'm going to just take this really quickly and we're going to just tear. And generally when you tear, you get longer stems where the wires kind of come down. And we're going to do that. There you go. And I'll pull my little holly leaves off. And then I'll leave this little top part as one cluster, pull that out. And I could just trim that. Now when you do tearing like that, you got to clean up those edges always. And now I'm ready to put some of these berries in and these little pine cones right between where we have the bells. So I'm going to take this first piece right here and we're going to use it right up the middle because it's just a perfect spot. Just lay that right on top of that eucalyptus we had already put in. And I'm just going to hold on to my foam while I'm pushing it in so I don't get overly aggressive and go crazy. Because that glue is still kind of warm from when we put it on there. Okay, that looks really pretty right up the middle. And now let's go here. I'm going to separate the berries out. This one's like a cluster of 3, so we can separate that. So we'll have a couple of these. These could kind of come down from the center. Get a good amount of glue on these wires because that will help it stay better because it's kind of a thinner wire. They're going to go into the foam nicely, but you need to make sure you're getting a good amount of glue. Oh, put that layer that right in there. Ooh, ooh, it's breaking the plan of the ribbon. Na, 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 na. Oh gosh, I love that. Okay, we went that way. Now let's go this way. And let's work between these clusters. And I'm going to use one berry over here between these two. We're just going to tuck that in pretty. And then let's do a little bit over here. It's a little bit fatter berry. I'm going to have that one come there. And this one has a cool twig that we're going to use too. Look at this twig. It's kind of a reddy brown. So I'm just going to make my own little cluster. Just going to twist these together. Comes out this side. And I'll curl those just up on my finger and I get that really pretty fun curl. Let's bring that over right in here. Oh my gosh. doing all this detail work is so fun, so relaxing. Yes, and it kind of sprays down a little bit more. We've got one pine cone here that I know will look super cute tucked by that bow. So I'm going to trim that down. And he's going to go right in here. Oh, you guys are going to have so much fun making this. I think you're going to probably keep this for yourself because these are adorable. Adorable. All right, now I'm going to take my little last piece of the eucalyptus, and what I want you to do is cut this into little single or double sections, really small. And our job is to now go in and fill anywhere we've got little holes or we need a little touch of that glittery part. And just take your time and fill this right in to kind of camouflage your foam behind. Walk on either side, take a look. Okay, how's it look from underneath? Where do I need to add a little bit more? Once you do that, you're going to come up with the cutest looking ornament that you've ever seen. And who doesn't love "Have yourself a merry little Christmas"? Isn't that perfect? It's a perfect saying for the beautiful holiday season. And I think you've got it. You got it. You could do this.
Bloomerinos, are you ready? We are going to make the cutest arrangement right in this container. And I think you are going to love it. You guys, we're starting with our kit here that has all the pieces we're going to need to create our design. Several pieces of the pine, a little elf with his cute little hat and the bell, and these little whimsical balls. It's just a really fun kit and a real pretty green and red poinsettia pick. The really neat part is this is going in a top hat container. And the neat thing about that is I can use this, I can make this arrangement in there permanent, which I do recommend doing if you're going to give it as a gift or sell it. Or I can go ahead and take and just not glue it in if I'm going to use it for myself. So I can use this for candy or other things, other times of the year, or whenever I want something cute, like it's just red and white when I turn it this way. So you can make it just on the foam and not glue it in. You can choose. Now I'm going to make mine to sell, of course, probably after I decorate with it for a while. So we're going to start to get our base ready to rock and roll. So with my container, what I want to do first of all is I want to make sure I am getting some floral foam to go in there. And you can pick that up anywhere you want. You can even get that at the dollar store. I like to use the really nice foam that is dense, okay? You don't want the sandy kind. So I'm going to take that and cut it into smaller pieces that will go inside my container. Now, in order for me to get kind of a size here, what I'll usually do is just kind of press this into the foam a little to give me a little outline. And I know I've got to make it smaller than that because of the size of the bottom of the container tapers in. I just like to score my foam. I'm going to do here, just score that. And we'll cut that on either side, just kind of score. And then you can just, anytime you're doing a small piece, you can just take and pop it, just like that. And we've got one little piece. And then I'm going to take and cut it a little bit smaller, make sure it'll fit in there. And we're just going to build that up from the bottom up. So there goes one piece, and I'm going to put another one on the other side. And you want to try to get the side it's sitting on the flattest possible, okay? So I'm going to put one right next to it. All right, boom. So those both in there glued together are going to work perfect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put down a little Gorilla Glue in the base. That always helps it adhere a little better to metal. And then before, just so this can get set up sooner, I am going to grab my glue pot, which is heated up and ready to rock and roll. Hopefully heated up. I had it heated up, and I got it all plugged up and forgot to turn it on. That doesn't work, by the way. You can't just plug it up and not turn it on. So I'm going to take and put these both in the bottom of this container with some hot glue, and that's going to help us get set up right now, ready to go, and everything's going in. So there's the front of my container. Here's my foam right in the middle, ready to rock and roll. And now I'm going to start to build up my design. You guys, if you don't want to miss another video just like this, you're going to have to get on our text list. That's how we notify you that we're live or we have new content. That's why you want to be on the text list, okay? 832-734-5201. We also do emails, and weekly emails come out, and those are recaps so you know if you missed anything, or promotions, or what we've got new, or what's going on in design school. All that kind of stuff comes by email. So if you are not on our email list, if you head over to Keleas.com, it will pop right up and you can get on it. All right. So email is good to stay in the loop. But if you want to be hot and heavy on what's brand new and be the first to grab the supplies or the first to see the video, that's the text list. So you can go to textkele.com or you can go to 832-734-5201. Text us the word VIP and that'll get you on the list. So, just like I teach in design school, when we start out a base, we're going to start usually with setting the perimeter of the design with our greenery. And that's what we're going to do right now. So I'm going to take some of my pine, and I'm going to cut these to where they each are their own little stem here, okay? I'm going to take and trim these. So everybody has a little bit of wire on their stem, okay? 1, 2, 3. Let's do 2 of those like that. So we can kind of get some good filler going in around. Now, you are getting 5 of these in the kit. So you've got lots of them, and we're going to use some up higher. But we're going to just start off by putting these around the outside so we can get some motion going. Let's do it. I'm going to start off all the ones that have the snow, and they're a little bit more... like these are like more, we call them bottle brush pine. That's just our made up name. I don't know that that's their real name. And I'm going to put this right at the front. Oh, and I was going to give you guys another tip. When you're making centerpieces, if you want to utilize a small Lazy Susan or a big Lazy Susan, it really helps you spin it around and around. And you don't have to keep turning it on your surface. So I'm going to start by putting first 3 of these in. Get these 3 bottle brush ones in. Oh, there's 4, so let's do 4 of them. I like it. I'm trying to put the snowy, glittery part up, and you can see I'm just working my way around. And when you grab these, pull all these needles back to dip that in the glue. You have to be really careful with pine. Sometimes it gets really hot in that glue, and the melting temperature is lower, so that stuff just starts melting. It can get you, especially on long needle pine, so just be careful. Now I'm going to come back to the front. You're seeing the front. I'm going to work on either side. Yeah. Oh, look at that. That's so dang pretty. And I'm going to put this one opposite. So we're just starting to kind of get our base filled out with our greenery. Okay? So that's the first start to our centerpiece. Now I want you to take and use one of your longer pieces just full on. So I'm going to find one of my prettiest ones. This is really pretty. And we're going to use this full on right running up the middle because it's going to round the whole design. And I think it's fine almost full length here. Let me bring over one of my other stems that I know I'll use pretty tall in the design. So if this guy is in here, and I trim him down a little, kind of lay them together and see what you think. I think this is good. So I'm not even going to cut it down. I'm just going to take and load that with some glue. And I'm going to push that right in the center. Here's my artwork on the hat. So that's the cute little holly. And that's going to go right in the middle. All right. Now, put these aside. We're coming back to these in a little bit. We'll be filling with those. But right now, we are good to go. Now, I want you to grab the same pick we had pulled out. And this is a great spray because it's loaded with goodies. It has these pretty leaves, this beautiful poinsettia, and it's got all the glam. Plus, it's got some of the bright green that's also on the container. And I like all that. It kind of makes it cohesive. It ties all the colors in together. And I'm really thinking through a little bit deeper when I'm doing my design. So I'm going to cut this down till it has about a 6-inch stem. So not all, we're not going to use the whole thing. And what we're going to do here is I'm going to dip that in glue. And we're going to come off to one side with this guy. He's going to come off either to the right or left. You pick. Here's the center. I'm going to take him off to the right. Push him in a little bit. I still want the pine to be the tallest thing in the design. And then this will come out. Let me just flip it to me. Oh, yeah. And I'm going to let this really come out. We used this stem the other day in design school. I hadn't used this fuller version of it. I really liked it. Now, make sure you shake all of these pieces, shake hands with it, and get that really laid out. And I want you to bring a little of this pine stem through there. Okay, so it doesn't feel like it's not included. It's like a part of it. Isn't that beautiful already? We haven't even done much. Super cute. It's giving us that little touch of elegance. Let me turn it towards me. There's the back. You can see it. Let me go up a little higher with this one. There we go. Awesome. I love him. Okay. Next, our big ball sprays need to go in. And we're going to offset this main piece with them. So we're going to have some balls forward and some balls in the back. So I'm going to cut these down fairly short to about a 3-inch stem. And I love these because these are like fuzzy and they have like bits of glitter in there. Oh, so cute. They give you that whimsy, you know, that fun whimsy. I'm going to go over here to the right side. So I'm going on the opposite side, kind of low. So these are going to pop out this way. Okay. Don't worry about pulling the pine in there yet. We'll get it when we get some more pine pieces in to fill it way up. And then I'm going to use the other piece just in the back. I'm going to work opposite in the back here. So I'm going to trim that about the same height. And that way in the design, they're kind of in the same level. And they're going to look really cute in here. Go to the back, go to the back. You are so cute. All right, I'm going to try to kick these up a little. So here's what we got going in the back. It's really cute. And our front is really cute. All right. I think you could do this. This is so super duper cute. Our next step is to add our elf. Y'all, this kit is easy to make. You just have to add foam, and I think you're going to really enjoy it. Don't forget, if you want to do projects like this, higher level projects, learn more about design, lines, structure of your design, and how to create movement, depth and dimension. I always talk about that because it just means more money when you sell your work. I'm your girl. I'm your girl. And I would love for you to come join us in design school. This is my going on, not quite yet, but I'll be in my 28th year of business coming up. And it's absolutely something I've loved doing. And I definitely do what I love. Okay, coming into the right. I'm pushing this little elf in out to the side. Push him all in. And he's just going to pop out the side. Look how cute! Super cute. Let me turn him towards me so I can get him in a little deeper. I'm going to pull him back out because I hit a piece of the pine in there. Come here, buddy. He's going to go a little bit more out. But I want him just right in front of those balls. Just like that. So all of our big pieces are in. Now it's time for us to create all that depth we're talking about and dimension. We're going to add some more pine to the front. And we've got 2 more sprays. So I want you to grab those. And this time we're going to break them up into sections of 2. So what we're going to do is you'll have a section of 2 on one stem and 1 on another. And we're going to do that with both of our remaining stems. Just get that in there. Yes, KeleasDesignSchool.com. That's our course. That is where you go sign up. Thank you for asking. Okay, I'm going to trim it off. And what we're going to do first is I'm just going to come right here to the front, and we're going to take one of these double pieces, and we're going to have that come in right from underneath this cute little ball in the front out to the side. So I kind of have to see it when I'm putting it in, but then I want to feel this hit the foam in there. Yeah. And we're going to bend that out a little. So right there in the front, adding more dimension coming forward. Now take one of the pieces that's got all the long needle and grab those up and just, I like to say, hold like a pencil. And then I'm coming in over here to the right to come in and and just bend that and shape it up. So we've automatically added a whole bunch of dimension to the front. Okay? Now let me spin it around and take a look. The only other place I really want to see some added in, I think it's right here between these two. Okay, so I'm going to take the other double piece and we'll put it right between those two also. So kind of between the ball and the poinsettia spray we put in. And that way this piece can kind of go forward and this piece can kind of come backward. So here's what I'm saying. See, that one came forward, that one came backward. Oh my gosh, she's so cute. I'm gonna fluff up her leaves a little bit. I hope you're able to enjoy creating and crafting. What started as a hobby for me turned into my profession and job, which is literally a dream come true. And it is my pleasure to get to share all this inspiration with you so you can learn to create. Creating and doing floral design and crafting is literally one of the biggest stress relievers ever. Just like people enjoy gardening, which I enjoy gardening too, because I love flowers. But crafting can be the same way. And I encourage you, if you're feeling a little overwhelmed with all the supplies you need to create, I want you to think about just grabbing a kit. You know, if it's not from me, from another creator, when you support them and purchase from them, you're making their dreams come true too. And when you're getting started, or even you're a seasoned crafter, a lot of times having a kit all together like this, all the supplies, really makes it very easy and not overwhelming to get started. All you're going to need to do is have your own glue, your own wire cutters, and you'll just need some floral foam. And you can make this little guy. We're getting ready to make a fun, snowy winter swag kit that's super easy, and I think you will love it. And we're going to rock out the ribbon in this one. So get ready, come on in, let's have some fun. Y'all, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to order your kit from us here on Keleas.com, and in there you're going to get the swag base. You're going to get this beautiful spray that has the wintry pine on it. You're also going to get one of these adorable Cardinal pieces that we're going to add in for that touch of red. It's all got snow and glitter. And then you are going to also get 2 full rolls of ribbon. The cool thing is you're going to get a whole nother video how to use the rest of this ribbon to make a lantern swag. So you're going to have a combo of this kit right here to make this project, but I am not going to leave you hanging on how to use the rest of this ribbon. Okay, now what we're going to do today is you're going to text us at 832-734-5201 or go to textkeleas.com. Once you do that, you're good to go, and you send us the word. For this particular one, you send us the word kit, and we'll send you the link to it, okay? Now, let's get started on this project right away. I am going to grab my bow maker. Now, you can do the bow by hand or any way you want. I use an easy bow maker, and we do have an affiliate link for that too, where you can grab your own. Just let us know here in the comments. We'll hook you up. I am going to tie my bow first. Now, you're going to notice I need to get the length of this tail right, because we want to really rock out the ribbon in this design. So put your ribbon on the bow maker, okay, and just get it here sitting. And then I want you to take and just pull that ribbon out so you get the full length. I want it to be able to go down and hang a little past there, and we're going to put what we call some little bitty humps in it, and we call those roller coasters in design school. And if you've been dying to join our design school, you just got to get on the wait list. You got to head over to textkeleas.com, and you are going to send us the word link, L-I-N-K, and that'll hook you up with what you need. Now, I've measured out that link right there, the length, it's all the same. Then I'm going to put on the swag and bring it to the middle, all the words. Twist it right here, okay? Now, I want one tail. I'm going to have one tail coming down this whole swag, and then I am going to have 2 loops on either side. So we're going 6.5 on these, 6.5 right here, 6.5 on this side. So we're going to do 2 on each side, twist at the center, and I'll pull that ribbon back and twist and keep spreading this right out. 6.5 over here, and scrunch that dude down. Now this tail's going to go up. So the other part of our swag kit is got this right here, and I want this to be able to be at the top of my swag. So this tail, I need it to be able to flow through that whole piece. So I'm going to cut it a little bit longer, and we're going to dovetail that. And I'm just going to take and fold that in half and get a nice sharp dovetail right there. Boom! And that one can go in. All right, first step done. Now grab your other ribbon, okay? We've already got our links decided with our first ribbon, and we're just going to go right on top of this other one. So I'm going to start off by matching the tail length here, and you can make it a little shorter or a little longer, whatever you prefer. I'm going to come in and twist that. So that's going to be my long tail at the bottom of the swag. And now we're going to do a simple, let's go at 5.5, so we're an inch shorter than our other loop of this pretty stripe. These always go good together. So we've got berries on the one ribbon, stripes on the other. This tail's going to go up and just match the length of this one. Okay, so you just measure it out, and pretty simple. And then what I want you to do is dovetail that. I think it's time for new scissors, or sharpening the scissors. Are your scissors getting dull too? Man, we're cutting so much. We've been getting our all of our projects done. All right, now I'm gonna grab my cable ties, and we're gonna go ahead and pull this dude off. So I'm gonna run that right underneath on the right, and then pull this through so that the tail will be on the left up here, and I'll have a little bit of motion. Actually, it's gotta go this way so you catch it. You can't push it over. You gotta go on the same side. We'll pull it into the swag when we bring it in. Okay, rotate that between your fingers, and now is the magical part. You gotta fluff it all up. Fluff it and make it look beautiful. Yeah, there we go. You see how loopy it is? That's how I love to make my bows. Just lots of motion and movement. I think that's so satisfying. Now come in here underneath, add your cable tie behind, and just pull that tight. We're going to take and just cut that piece off, and now what I like to put in there, I'm going to put a bit of the stripe running right down the middle, okay? So let's do that. Just cut off a small strip of your stripe. Remember, in the kit, you're going to get that whole roll. So you've got plenty to work with. And I'm going to run this right down the middle here. And you have that tail up and a tail down. Flip this around, we'll just put a little knot. Basically, we're making it look really clean. I teach in design school. We want to camouflage our mechanics, and that's exactly what we just did. No one will know that there's a cable tie in there, okay? So the first part of this project is rocket. Now, we're going to get that swag base and put that part together now. So just move your ribbon off to the side and grab the large swag base, and then you're also going to need this piece here. Now, I have already taken and fluffed them out, and in design school we call that shaking hands. So that's what we've done. We've shook hands with all of that. Now, the swag itself has this hanger on it right here. So you might take a second and just move that to the back so the hanger can be accessed from the back. And I'm going to run that right beside here. Now let me flip it over. So you'll have 2 pine cones. You'll have like a trio of pine cones when you mix these two together. Now, the way to get this to hold is we've got to use some cable ties and attach it nice and firmly right down the center. You can leave a little gap in between. I'll show you. Let me flip it around so you can see. A little gap in between to set the bow in. Or you can just do it flush tight and then put the bow on top of these. It's up to you. I'm going to leave a little bow zone, as we call it in Keleas. I'm going to flip this around. And now it's time to attach this together. Now, your kit doesn't come with cable ties, but you can get these in the electrical department. You can pick out, I like the clear color. It's easy to camouflage. And you're just going to put a couple of these here. Easy peasy. Now, the other thing you're going to need, here's that hanger. So I'm going to pull that out so I can access it. Put one right above it. And it's got like a little wire loop. You can always add another wire hanger if that one doesn't work for your door. No big deal. 2 of these on and keep this nice and flat. When we trim these off, we're going to just rotate those little nubs to the side. I'm using wire cutters, so it's just a little less sharp on a little less harsh on my poor little scissors. And just push this to the side. That way that doesn't scratch your door or anything like that. And you got a nice surface back here, okay? All right, we got that done. Now flip it around. Voila! Okay. Oh my gosh, it's such a beautiful, strong, beautiful base. Now, I'm going to go ahead and put my bow in, and we're going to get our tails all pretty how we want them. I'm going to show you a couple of different options. That's so fun. When you make yours, you could do yours anyway. So let's take this one in, put it right down the center. Okay, and here's our tail running down the bottom.
So I'm going to give you a couple of options, but the first thing we have to do is take that cable tie and attach this right to the middle. Okay, this goes in the center of that area we left where we have our 3 pine cones. Just so pretty placed in there. And then once that's in, I'm not going to get it too tight to start with. We can always tighten it up later. Cut that piece off, and then we're going to manage that tail to look beautiful. Y'all, this is just a great transitional piece. You could even pop some gorgeous hearts in here if you wanted to make it more Valentine-y. I'm just making it pretty in winter, and you could always pop in the hearts if you wanted. Now, I love the stripe mixed on top of the berry. I think that's really pretty. And what I would do is I would just kind of tuck this under the first pine cone right here, and then let this tail come out this way. So you have this beautiful flow. Isn't that beautiful? That's one option to do the tail. And then here at the top, if I was doing that, I'm going to do this tail the opposite way. See how this curls this way? This one's going to curl the opposite because that is awesome and beautiful. And you love to see that flow. I love to see the flow of movement. And then we can curl these up. And that is beautiful ribbon placement on this one. I mean, beautiful. If you want to change and you want to be different, another fun thing to do is just to have these kind of meet in the middle. Have the berries go on one side and have the stripe go on the other. And then have their little tails just come down. And you can make them match or one be longer than the other. And that's really fun too. And you could do that same thing up here. It's your choice if you like them matching or a little bit off center like this. So depending what you want to do, you can either tie this on or you can just pop a little glue on here to hold them down. It's up to you. So I'm just going to go ahead and I think I'm just going to tie it down with a cable tie. I like to pull this up just a little bit more so there's a little bit of movement in here. So we're going to come underneath and I'm going to tie it to the base right there. And you see, we call that a roller coaster in design school. That just means it's a Humpty-Doo, right? Yeah, Humpty Dance on this one. I'm going to come in right underneath and tie that onto that base, okay? So go for the base wire, run your cable tie in and out. It's going to go under and come back up. And then I'm just going to gather the ribbon a little so I kind of control how it's going to look. And you see how that's underneath the pine here, so you'll never see it. Okay, so that one's in. So I've used about 4 cable ties so far. Isn't that cute? So pretty. Now let's do the same thing up here. We've already placed that one in. Let me grab one more. And we'll tie this one in. Right up here. And just, you can take and gather it like this to kind of control when you tie it. Otherwise it can look a little frumpy, you know? No girls want to be frumpy and no wreaths want to be frumpy. We want to feel polished. Polished. You guys, I love this. This is just a simple kit, and kits are a great way for you to get started where you might go to our website and feel just completely overwhelmed with thousands of products. But when you come in and you purchase a kit, you get exactly what you need to make it. And you might need to add a little hot glue or scissors or things like that. But I know you guys already have that in your craft room. All right, in order, this is beautiful. This is great and simple. We could be done here. But we're just going to add a little touch of that cardinal. So many people love cardinals for so many different reasons, so we like to add them into our pieces, especially for winter when people are thinking about their loved ones. So I'm going to take and separate this out. And when you do that, you can separate these into different sections. And I'm looking to get 3 pieces out of here if I can. Just take and pull these out. And not everybody will have a cardinal. Some will just have some greenery. And I just like to tear them if we can. Just tear this. It's super easy to do. Tear it down, and cut this one right here. Okay. Now, I'm going to take all the scraps. We don't need those, or you can save that main wire maybe for another project. And we're just going to add these in. Now, this is kind of where the cardinal and a little bit more greenery. I'm going to use that at the top, and then we'll use all these smaller pieces in at the bottom. Now, with her, I think we could thin down the top a little bit. Keep one berry, but take this little bit out. So I just kind of, I'm deconstructing that spray into some smaller, more delicate sprays. Okay? And I'm just going to take a little glue, and we're going to pop this one in, and this cardinal can sit right behind this pine cone and sit here at the top and just add that little bit of touch of happiness. So I'm going to put a little glue on that. I'm using my electric glue skillet, but you can use a glue gun, whatever you prefer. It's off camera, but you see how I've got a bunch of glue on there?
I'm gonna tuck that in right back here. She's so happy. Just make sure you're hitting a lot of the pine with it. And in this one, I went right behind the pine cone. Okay, so she's gonna tuck in there, and I'm gonna kind of use what we call a zigzag technique to do the rest, y'all. So just what it means is we're gonna add a little to the left and then a little to the right. It's easy way to do it and work your way down. If you're a little unsure about your placement, what you can do is just tuck them in before you glue them. Okay, so there's that one. These just have some fun little berries, a little bit of greenery. This is where we have our cable tie where we tuck that ribbon in. Let me trim these off. We've got one more cardinal, and I'm going to think about where I'm putting her in just a second. Let's shake hands and fluff this guy all out. All right, let's come in here. That's super cute. And I'm thinking about where I'm putting these. I'm not just shoving them in. You see how I'm zigzagging? Important, guys. If you want to be a high-level designer and make pieces that people want to pay more for, you have to do more than just push it in. You have to think about where it's going to go and how the eye picks up those things. And I think what would be really precious is if we went ahead and put both of these baby cardinals up here at the top like they are together. So let's come back in and glue everybody in and make her look marvelous. Okay, let me put this one right up here. She's got a nice long wire. I'm going to take and trim that a little bit. Get the glue on her. And come on here. And you notice how her head is facing the other way? That's on purpose. So these have alternate heads facing. Think about that when you're putting your stuff in. Okay? Now I'm going to come in right here and we're going to go under those pine cones. And I'm going to get a good amount of glue where I can go in on top of this base right here. And that will hide all of that. And this just little bit of accent piece, because it's green and it's not brown, it's really popping out. I mean, the green and the brown are popping out against all the white of the winter snow here. And that looks adorable. And this is working like a twig, which I use twigs. I love, love, love twigs in my designs. They just give you this higher perceived value, this designer look, with just a little bit more effort. Okay, here's our last one. Oh, I love this, you guys. I know this is a kit you can really have fun with, and you can make it to go on your door the rest of the season after you're done with the holidays. And if you wanted to make it more Valentine-y, you could use this exact same piece. Just pop a little heart in here. Any kind of little heart. You could even print you out a cute little heart and laminate it. Pop it right in here and make it temporary. Pull it back out and your cardinals could be shining also if you wanted to. So there's just so many different variations. But I can't wait for you to play with this adorable zigzag ribbon, you guys. Looks amazing. Guess what? It's peppermint time. Yep, we're going to use this gorgeous bow we made, and we are going to use our latest kit that even comes with the swag base ready to go. If you've never tried a swag before, now is the time. You're going to love it. We're going to make it super simple and easy. You'll be able to put it together in a snap. So come on, Blue Merinos, let's get in here and let's make it together. This is everything that comes in our kit. And the first thing you're going to want to do is kind of sort all your supplies out when you grab the kit. It's got these neat little white leaves that are a beautiful little glitter on there. Let me show you. It's a little bit larger, so look how pretty. It totally sparkles. That's going to add that really over-the-top sparkle. Then we have here some killer. These are candy canes, but they've got silver and a sparkle to them as well. And of course, we couldn't do without our red twigs. I love twigs so much, but when they're red and glitter, bonus. And then a couple of cute little lollipops. Yummy, that are peppermint flavored. Don't eat them. Just for decoration, guys. But it's going to be pretty enough to eat. So I think you're going to love it. So let's jump right in and get started. When you get your swags, and this goes with any swags, you do have to fluff them out, basically. In design school, we call that shaking hands, and it's always an important part of the process. I kind of started on this one already, but what you're trying to do is give it a nice flat back, and that way it'll lay nice onto your door. And then the next step is to take some pieces and kind of have them come forward. So we have a little bit of that mixing in, into each section. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put this right on our wreath board here. And don't forget, our wreath making stands are available. They come natural brown. I've painted mine white, but they are super handy. Once you start making more pieces, you're going to want one, because the way they're designed, they allow you to push and pull without sliding around. They are tested over time. They're design I came up with many years ago, and plus my good friend Betty makes them. So they're made right here in the U.S. in Georgia, and we ship them out to you from Houston. I am very proud of them, so grab one of those. If you don't have one, you're going to love it. Now, I got to start with my background here, and my background in this design is going to be the twigs. I'm going to grab those first, and we're going to start to lay out how exactly big we want it to be. Now, I know I want to make a big bow, and I'll make a big statement with this, so I'm going to start with these, and we'll start by putting them in. Now, their stems are pretty long, which is kind of good. It'll allow us to be, have that stability to the base. I'm gonna get my wire cutters out here. But I want these to kind of poke in and out, so they kind of have some good movement. So I'm gonna take and trim that off right there. So it has a pretty good long stem. And then I'll take and dip this in the glue, and we'll start by putting our first piece in. Alrighty. Now in design school, we talk about depth and dimension all the time, and how it's really important in our pieces, because the more depth and dimension we add, the little higher value our piece becomes or appears or looks. And that makes a big difference on our finished pieces. So I glued, and then I twisted some of the wires around to hold it in place. And we're going to do the same thing on the bottom. And I'm going to switch it around and kind of decide where I want my bow to be. And that's where we'll take and overlap the two. Okay? So I'm going to trim this one also. And let's load her up with glue and put her right in. So the glue kind of holds it temporarily, and then the twisting really makes sure it's going to stay in place. So I'm going to push this up into the base, and then we're going to twist. Make sure you grab the glue too. You want it to be nice and sticky on a bunch of pine. There you go, and twist this in. So this time of year, it's so fun to use the pine bases because we can let them show. We don't have to cover them up. But you can see we kind of extended the lines way off of there, which is exactly what we want to do, because today we're going to use a really, really big bow. All right. Before we get to that part, we're going to want to put in our curlicues that are actually, we're using them at Christmas time. We use them for candy canes, right? Fun, silvery candy canes. And we're going to kind of repeat where these are. We're just going to go a little bit lower. And I'm going to take and twist the curls where they kind of match where the red pieces are. So we're just going to lay it right on top right there. And I'm going to build that up. And in design school, we talk about, that layering and bringing color around. And we go into a lot of depth about that because it's important with your lines that you're creating and all of that to, you tell a story with your pieces. That's what we're going to do right here. Tell a really great story about how yummy and cute all these peppermints are. So that one goes in right there. And now I'm going to grab the other one. And we're going to flip it around and have it go the opposite from that one. So I'll just have this one come down and it'll be a little shorter. So you can see we've kind of shifted up. So our bow is going to be up higher. And that way we can have that pretty pieces come down between our beautiful tails on our bow. So if you don't have a link to the bow video and you need it, just let us know, because the bows are filmed separately and in different videos. So just ask and we'll get you the link to the bow video too. And on supply list or on the kits, when you go to Keleas.com, there is links there to find all the videos for that kit. So you can go and watch and enjoy and snag the kit for the project you want to do. Okay? I'm going to twist that around. And then when you're ready to really make a higher level design, you can come join us in design school, where I'm going to take you through the process and you're going to learn how to do it for the long haul, and your work is going to be stunning and next level. Because that's what we want to do. Like, we're not content with basic. We want to go next level, baby. All right, grab your white leaves. They're going to go in next. And we're going to be using them all to add our glittery shine to kind of pump up the white pine in here. But before we even put these in, let's go ahead and put the bow in so we're not covering them up. So I'm going to set that aside for a second and grab your luscious bow. This is the fun part because literally it's going to come together so quick. Now we're going to tie this in the center just around all the goodies we had already put in. Remember, I already have a cable tie in the back of the bow, so I'm ready to attach it. And it's going to go in right here. And I'm going to pull that around and just pull it tight, possibly. I made such a big bow. I love it. I just adored this 4-inch ribbon, so I knew we were going to have to celebrate it in style because it was going to pull this whole design together. Now, once you get it in the center, it's your job to take and manipulate the tails and make them work for you. Have some dimension. Yeah, I'm doing it again, more dimension. You're going to be sick of dimension by the time we're done here. But that is my thing. That is what I love to teach and how important it is. You can design all you want with pretty things, but if it looks flat, you don't use color and lines and texture to really just, utilize these beautiful pieces that you're buying to put together, you're missing out. You are missing out. All right, I got my candy. Bring your curls forward. We want them to stick out. Oh, yeah. So cute. I'm going to bring my little candy ribbon over. And then in the center, I will have this curl coming out and this big one down here. Just have them work out and really come out between the ribbon because that'll hold that out there too. Hold it in place. Let's bring this in. Okay. Oh yeah. Look at it already. Like it's good already. Simple. Okay. Now the leaves. Now those leaves. So we really want to pop the top first because that's the most important part up here. These have a really long stem. We don't need it that long. We're going to trim that off a little and keep it at about 4 inches. And I'm going to start right here in the center. We're going to start to put these in around the bow. So right here, I'm going to go into the pie right behind that bow. We'll pop that first one in. Oh, beautiful. Let's put one right underneath the bow, the same place. I cut that one a little bit shorter because we don't need to fight for space. And when I'm putting it in, I'm trying to get it right underneath that cable tie, right in there. Okay, layered up, gorgeous. All right, we got those two pieces in, just kind of working opposite, and now let's jazz it up. I'm gonna put another piece up high, so we'll have that come out of that right top corner and really jazz it up here. So I'm gonna bring this in, kind of layer it in right next to where you put the candy cane. And I can kind of slide that in there so the glue holds. Oh yeah. See how those kind of go like this? Exactly what you want. Now let's come down and we're going to work some more of this sparkle right out of the middle. We're just going to zigzag it down. You get 5 pieces of this in the kit, so you've got enough to kind of jazz it up. And it really takes the basic pine up a notch, and I think it looks great in here. So I told you you're going to zigzag it, so you're going to bring this one into the right. And I'm going to try to just slide it right in here. And there's a piece of the pine going over the candy cane. And I was able to put it in just right there. And we're going to go one more down low. This is a great kit. I think you're going to love it. All right. Let's go. Let me bring it up a little bit while we put that bottom piece in. And we're going to zigzag it to the other side. So when I see it zigzag, all you're doing is just crisscrossing kind of. One to the left, one to the right. And I'm going to grab this one with pine because there wasn't a great place to put this one. Like the others, I could kind of sneak in a little crevice. Oh my gosh, look at it close. Ready? Whoa! Stunning! Y'all make sure you check out the finished images at the end of the video. But we're almost done. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba. Next, candies. Candies are in. They're just a classic favorite look. And these have a little bit of pop of white. So we're going to put one up high and one up low, one down low, or we could just stagger 2 high. You could play with it. If you wanted to just do 2 high, we could do one up here, right in here, and we could do one a little tighter to the bow, which would be really super cute. That wasn't my original plan because I thought we would do one coming out of the bottom of the bow, but the ribbon and the leaves look so good down here. Let's just jazz these up at the top. I think that'll look excellent. So I think we do like one, we could do one here, maybe one high here, and then one a little lower here, vice versa. I think I like it the opposite, high and low. Let's do it. Let's glue it. And do that on your piece. You know, stick it in, play with it, see what you like better. Step back. You know, I can show you how and give you all the lessons, but I'm excited when you use your own creative process to kind of change it up and do what you enjoy and love, because then that's where the magic happens. Literally, the magic starts to happen. And then you develop your own style and your look, and I'm here for inspiration, but then you take it from there, and that is the best part. That's what I'm so proud of all of my Blue Merinos in design school, because they learn to do that over time. And man, do you see it in their work? It is amazing. So I'm trimming this one down just a little bit, make it a little shorter because I'm going to go in tighter to the bow. And these have a little bow on. I'm leaving that on because that is so cute. But just adds a little extra touch. And I'm going to try to get this in the cable tie where the bow is. Yep, perfect. And then that'll come in right there and move those around. And yep, we did it. We did it. It is adorable. It's cute, it's classy, yeah, it's jazzy. Man, with that bow, $1,000,000 on your door. So if you're doing peppermint or you got a space you could put this in, it would look great if you have one of those tinsel red trees we did. We made those red trees that we put up on the candlesticks. Look excellent with that. Hey there, Blue Merinos. Are you ready to make our newest kit? You guys, this is vintage Christmas, and I love to play with these types of looks. Let me show you what comes in the kit. The first part is you're going to get this swag base, and this is a nice size medium swag base, but look at the jingle jangle. I'm telling you, it's all about the jingle, and it's got the most fantastic cedar in here. The cedar that is in here is iced and a little bit glittered, and then we have ice twigs plus the bells and a little bit of pine cone. When you get this, you're going to want to shape it out like I've done here and kind of spread the stems out left and right so you get a nice, kind of like an upside down Christmas tree. See, that's the look we're going when we're going to do this type of swag. So it's ready to go. And the cool thing is it comes with a hook already built in, so it makes it so easy to build. In the kit, you're also going to get a full roll of ribbon like this. And y'all, if you haven't followed us, liked and subscribed and followed, make sure you do that now so you don't miss another video. Grab a spot on our text list for sure if you haven't done that yet. 832-734-5201. Grab a spot and text us the word VIP so you get a spot on the list. So we've got the ribbon, the swag base, and then we have the little topper pick, which I love these because they're going to bring that look from the bottom back to the top. These go together quickly, and they make the cutest pieces for your home. So what we're going to need to do is build the base first. So we've got the bottom part of the swag ready. I'm going to layer this right on top. It's so easy. And I want that to kind of cover the hanger, but leave enough room for the bow. Now, the link for the bow to make this is on the supply list for the project in the kit. So you can find this link for this video and the link for the bow. So if you haven't made your bow yet, you're going to want to go there and make that once you grab the kit. This is our gorgeous bow. It's a 2-1 recipe with this beautiful crinkle ziggly wiggly line. It's a zigzag line on here, which is so cute. I love that. And it gives us that vintage vibe. So when we put this bow that we made in the middle, we want to make sure that area in between is just the perfect size. So I'm going to back this down just a little bit, but we want to kind of hide the stem along the base here. All right, so we leave a little bit of room for what we would call the bow zone in design school. That's the area where we're going to put the bow. So we leave a little section for that. Now I've got some brown cable ties that are going to camouflage really nicely. Those aren't going to come in the kit, so you're going to need to grab some from your electrical department of your local store, or you could use any color, but you just kind of have to camouflage them. So I'm going to take this one and I'm going to put it in the background here, and then we'll move some of these other stems on top of it to hide them, okay? So I'm going to put my first piece in right here, and just a couple of these should hold it in place nicely. So here goes number 1 down kind of at the bottom. Pull it nice and tight, and then let's put number 2 at the top.
And this one's going to be behind the bow, so no one's going to see this at all. Once you do that, you're going to take and trim both these pokies up. We don't need them. And then I'm going to manipulate the greenery so you don't even see it. It'll be camoed, and I'm going to show you how to do that right now. In design school, we just did a really fun corner swag that we made, and we use some of these same techniques you're seeing here. We just build upon the fundamentals, and fundamentals of construction are really important when you're designing, and I'm big about doing them. And then once you learn those fundamentals, you learn lines, you learn shape, you learn depth and dimension, and principles of design that help build up your design technique and your quality of your work, and before you know it, you're putting out stunning pieces that sell, and I am so proud of you. Okay, now let's get the bow in. That's coming in next. So I'm just going to lay it right in that bow zone. We're going to go right over the same area we just were in, so that's going to hide all our mechanics. Y'all, this is so gorgeous, so quick, so easy. These kind of swags work great in your home, on either side of the fireplace, if you have sconces. On both, you can make a couple for the sides of a mirror. They are just so fun to add in. If you have a mailbox at the front door, they look super cute hanging off your mailbox. All kind of stuff. With a little bit of bending, I can also turn this into a lantern swag just by putting a wire right on the back. That's how fun these are to work with. Now, the next trick we want to do is we want to use these gorgeous ribbons in the foreground and in the background. So what you're going to do is take the front ribbons, and I'm just going to move those up out of my way. And now we're going to take the back ribbons and we're going to pull those to the back. That's always part of my styling. See what depth we just created? And that wasn't very difficult, but we brought that ribbon to the back, and it creates depth because now the greenery is on top of it. So we roll these two pieces to the back, and they're gorgeous, and they let the greenery be on top. Now the foreground pieces, I'm going to curl those. I like to get these fairly tight and curl them up with my fingers, just kind of like you're doing your hair. Oh my gosh, let that kind of cascade down. Do that on both sides. And then we'll fluff that bow, and we've really done this. This is so super fast, super cute, but never underestimate pieces like this in your craft booth, in your home, and when you're decorating, because they are simple but beautiful. And look how pretty. And this is sitting next to just two classic Christmas ornaments, and you can see this look never goes out of style. So try this simple vintage Christmas swag. I can't wait to see you try a few of these and implement these into your home and into your repertoire. And this kit is great for beginners or more advanced students who just want to make something super quick. Blue Merinos, we are going to take one of the cutest snowman door hangers we have in the shop, and we are going to transform it totally with all of these fun peppermint pieces and use one of the cutest bows we've ever made. Are you ready? We're gonna have so much fun. So guess what? Come on in, let's get started. So this is a burlap door hanger, and this one we have on Keleas.com. I love it because it's basic. It's kind of like a canvas. Like, it is ready for us to do whatever we want to do with it. And I like to take some of the embellishments that come on it off and really take it up to the next level. So let's do that. The first thing I'm going to do is just take some of these pieces off. I'm going to try to do that without destroying her. So I'm just going to cut her little scarf off and see what will come off easy and what's going to need a little bit of motivation potentially. Let's see. So I know if it has glue, it might leave like a little mark or leave a little residue when we take it off, but I'm going to pull this part off. And it's not a little bit of glue there, no biggie. Okay, so I've got a nice clean body. Now I'm going to take that piece of pine off the top too that came on it. And while those are cute, I like, I'm going to do my own thing. Oh, another thing you can do is take your wire cutters and just grab onto it and just yank. It kind of helps you get a better grip. And I can cut this pine off here. So this whole first part is prepping the base, getting it like all fresh. So I'm going to take this off right here. And I hope this encourages you that whenever you see something that you think is kind of cute, that you can take it and make it your own. You might already have some pieces in your own collection for the holidays that you could do this with. I wish this would come off easier as one piece, but This is not doing it. Let me try to yank on it. Ugh. You gotta make noises. Oh, there you go. All right, there he is. Now, don't worry if you have those little glitter spots. We're gonna cover that up, easy peasy, and get this one ready to rock and roll. One of the first things I'm going to do is kind of create a collage of items on here. So I'm gonna do this in a peppermint theme. So I have these cute little peppermints that come on a stick. And this one could just sit right here and go right over the center of the body. That'd be perfect. I can leave that bow on or I can take it off depending when I lay this whole collection out. If I like it on there, I'll leave it on. If I don't, we'll take it off because it just can slide on and off, all right? But I know I need to cover that little bit of glue there. Now, we already made a super cute bow and we have the link for that bow video in the supply list of this project so you won't miss how to make the bow. But I'm thinking we're going to put the bow down here at the bottom and we're going to let that all kind of cascade down the bottom of this cute snowman. I love that. So I want to use a little bit of these curly picks, separate these out so I can use these at the top and kind of add my own little touch of candy places. So I'm going to take one of the curly picks off. Now when you cut these, you have to be careful because they want to, you know, unravel. So we're going to leave these two as one piece and leave this one on its own. So what I'm going to do here is take and curl this up into its own little candy and start with that piece down here that I'm worried about it uncurling. I'm going to add just a little bit of glue to hold it in place. And this is glue on my glue stick. I've got my glue pot off to the side. So don't be freaking out. Where's that glue coming from? That's coming from my glue pot. And now I'm going to curve this under and see if we can start to make our own little candy. Right from there. I'm going to start with the center. And then I'm thinking we're going to make a couple little candies out of one. See how cute? I think that's good. So I'm going to trim it. You're going to need to trim it and then glue it. Because I think we'll use a couple of them. So a little bit of glue on here. And y'all know the reason I like to use the electric skillet for the glue is because it's a lot cooler. And I can come in here and touch it pretty quick. Okay, I'm thinking about we put one candy there. Oh, so cute. And then let's just make another little candy to go beside it. And this one I'm gonna make a little bigger. We already had the curl started on this pick when we got it, and let's just make it bigger. So isn't that fun? And I could make, if I wanted to cut one of those curly picks up, I could make 6 pieces of candy out of it or more, depending how big you wanted to make them. Okay, I'm gonna tuck this under. Ooh, careful if it's hot. Let it get cool just a little bit. So now I made 2 pieces of candy and I'm gonna just kind of stack them up like this right on his head, but I don't want to cover his eyeballs, okay? So let's glue those on there. I love that. I love that. Now, if you want to use any of that pine that you pulled off, you could tuck that in or tuck a little in here. That would be cute too. I'm just gonna keep it strictly candy this time. Just like that. And we'll put the big one and the little one. I think I'm just going to stack them up. How cute! We added a peppermint right to his hat. Okay, now I want to take my other peppermint and bring it off to the side. And I've got to decide, do I want to keep my bow on there or not? So this is going to be going down here. But I'm going to add these 2 pieces in beside it because I want to get a little bit of that soft texture. Let's have one curl to the left and one curl to the right, be a little bit bigger. I need to trim it down a little so it doesn't show here. Let's see. What if I did it just like that? How would that look? That would look super cute. Let's let one come up and one go a little bit little. As we would teach design school, this is called triangle placement, and you'll see that in a lot of pre-made picks how they come. Because it's very visually pleasing to have things forming a triangle. And that's what we've got going on here. We've got 3 main elements forming a triangle. And if I let that come across his body, see how cute? One can go low, one can go high, and then our bow can go right there in the center. I think that's gonna work perfect. So we've got to make this cluster to go on here. So I need to grab my awl, and I will grab that, and then I'm gonna show you how we put that in here. Boom, this is my awl. Okay, and if you don't know what an awl is, it's got a pointy end. So the nice thing about that is we're going to be able to attach this directly to this burlap base. It'll be super duper secure. So once you have figured out, I have got the perfect placement, and I love where I'm putting this, Then I am just going to make a couple of holes just right on either side. So just make a couple of marks by doing that, and you know that's where we're going to be tying this in. You may not be able to see that on camera, but I'm about to do it right now, okay? So I'm going to go through my burlap. Now, if you're really crafty, you could definitely make your burlap base, cut it, paint it, do all the things. But for me, we're going to just sell this to you as a kit, and it's easy. You don't have to do anything. You can just get all the supplies delivered to your house. You don't have to hand make that part, but you can still have this fun part of the process. So the only thing you're going to need is you're going to need some cable ties to do the bow, and you'll need the tools like the wire cutter, scissors, and in this case, an awl, because I want to make sure this is nice and secure. So I'm going to get that started. Now, when we did the bow, and that was on a separate video, we've got the link here for the video so you can go watch it if you need help to make this bow. You can see that the color choices were done on purpose. I've got some black in here for the hat. I've got peppermints because that's my theme, and then I've got white ribbon because the body's white. So the whole combo of that is just perfect. So before we even put our cluster on the base, I want you to run that. Take your time and try to get this cable tie going through the hole. It can be a little tricky. We did it on the first try. So yeah, it's gonna be a good day. Yeah. Let's see how the other side does. You shouldn't brag early because you're not through the other side yet. So you're gonna come back through the other side over here, and I'm gonna have to watch how I'm pushing it through and just take my time and try to get it right to the center. And be oh so patient. So if it's giving me a little bit of trouble here, so like because it's curling a little. So what can help is just go ahead and run that cable, not the cable tie yet, run the awl back through. And then just kind of follow the awl back through when you pull it out. That sometimes helps. Spin it also, and that'll get you the batting, kind of a little hole in the batting, okay? Let's see if that works. Come on, baby. All right, I'm coming back through. Woohoo! There it is. It wasn't so bad. It's through. And now the cool part is it's going to be super secure. And it just is going to hold up longer than just gluing it to the burlap. Tying it in, it makes it all one nice piece. Here's your little cluster you made. And then I kind of like that these are tied together and that kind of looks neat. So I'm going to just go ahead and we're going to put it on the base right here where we talked about it going. And watching my curls, it doesn't cover up its face. And once I'm happy with that, I'm going to go ahead and cable tie that in super tight. Okay, so it's going to hold it in place. And then we're going to need a little bit of glue though, because I want to make sure that, like if I wanted to make these and have these at my craft shows, or I want to take this to, you know, a shop that I had a spot in, a vendor market, cut that end piece off, then I want to make sure they're not going to pull out. And that's a big deal. In this case, we don't want it to pull out, okay? Because we don't want someone to be able to just pull out a piece of our cute little snowman. But I mean, my gosh, this is so adorable. It's so adorable. So in order to make sure that can't happen, I want you to come behind here and we're going to put some glue right on there. That's that same spot we had that glue anyway. So just pop some glue on the back of your candy and she's going to get glued right there. And that way we're safe with that. And the next little spot I'm going to pop just a little bit of glue is down here under the bow. I'm going to pop a little in there, still using my electric skillet with my glue and my glue on my dowel rod or my bamboo skewer. I'm popping in here under the bow. So that's getting on both those picks and the bow. And the reason I want to do that is so I'm really big on things having good construction. That's how I teach in my design school class. Not only floral design, but anytime you're making anything that you want to sell or give as a gift, you want it to be the best quality you can make it. And where it's going to hold up for future generations and be super cute forever, right? As much as we can make it last. But you guys got to try this cutie. This is so fun to make, so easy. Get a couple of these kits or grab the supplies because this would be great to make with your grandkids, and you could keep one and they could take one home. Hey Blue-Marinos, we're getting ready to play with our newest kit. I'm going to show you how to pull it together. It starts off with this killer sign, and it's an oversized, beautiful, merry and bright sign that is going to scream from your front door how pretty it is. And I love this for the holiday season.
We have already tied a bow to go with this project. So if you need it to learn how to tie the bow, just ask for the link to that video here. And no, it's always going to be also provided in the kit link to this whole kit, so you can see the bow video as well. But I'm going to show you how to put this one together. These are great for beginners or projects you want to do quickly. If you're thinking about doing some projects that the grandkids can make for their mom and dad to give as a gift, this is a perfect idea because this is a simple, easy project, but very impactful when you put it together. And it really doesn't require any glue. It's easy peasy, okay? So what I want you to do first is we're going to put our sign over to the side, and our bow is already made over to the side. And we're going to start to make our cluster. So I like to take all the pieces that come in the kit and start to do what I call shaking hands. And that's always the first step of preparing your florals to design with. So whether I'm teaching in design school, in my class, teaching hundreds of ladies and gentlemen how to floral design every week, we still have to start with this part of the process, which means you're basically fluffing out your designs. And one of the things we generally do is we do what we call greening the base first. And that means we kind of set the perimeter, and that means set the background of the design. And we usually do that with greenery. And here in this particular kit is coming with this gorgeous flocked greenery in there. So what I'm going to do is take these and just kind of overlap them, crisscross them. So I have what we call a bow zone in here where the bow is going to go, and these are going to overlap. And once you start to attach these together, you have this really strong kind of swag base. And that is just a great, easy way to start the basics of this design. So let me grab a cable tie, and we'll start to put that together and kind of build up from there. So I'm going to just start by putting one in the middle. And I got a few cable ties here. The only thing that does not come in the kit is like cable ties or wires, anything like that. You have to provide your own, but all the florals and the sign come in it. So I started by attaching this one at the center, and I'm not even going to trim that off yet. I'm going to turn it around because I want you to make this nice and strong. So I'm going to take and just gently attach this here. It's green. I'm going to kind of hide it behind. No one's going to see it. It's camoed. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So I'm doing that on both sides, getting it all attached. These are too fun and just really kind of easy to do. One of my favorite things because they whip out really quickly. And a lot of times projects like this are just great in your Etsy shop too. Just simple little projects you can fill your shop with. I'm going to trim these all off. My wire cutters, and see, I've created this great strong base. Now bring the sign over so we can take a look at it and kind of decide how you want to lay out your project. This is a metal sign, but it's dimensional. Look at this. Look how cool the dimension. So it depends how you want to lay out your design. You could go just straight all across the top like I'm doing here. You could bend these and kind of have it swag down and go over the circular shape. Like bend it down. I think that's cute too. Another thing that's fun on a front door is just kind of go asymmetrical. Just go off to the side and let that puppy just pop out like that. I love that too. So this is kind of the look that I like. Out to the side, letting the sign be down. It's going to hang from here, and then this will be kind of a little bit cattywampus off to one side. So I love it. Now, we've got a couple of picks we need to add to our swag first, now that we've established that. So I'm going to pull that over to the side while we put these in. Now, one is a fun candy pattern, which is great. And I think it would be cute if we could kind of get a little of that going each way. So what if I take one of these and just swing it over? So when we put it down the middle, we get 3 candy canes working opposite ways. We didn't even have to cut or anything. I like that a lot. So I'm going to stick with that. Just take and trim the excess part of the stem off right here. And no one's even going to know that with the wire cutter. And we can go ahead and put our cable tie right down the middle again. Isn't that great? And because we're in here working in the bow zone, right in the middle, it's all going to be covered. You're not going to see any of that. So I'll trim that off. You can pull these candy canes out a little. I love that. And then just to kind of
soften it a bit, we're going to use one of these eucalyptus sprays with a little bit of berries. It's got a little bit of glitter. And I'm going to use that piece kind of coming over here as an extra element in this section opposite than the candy. The 2 candy canes, so it's a little bit different, not all matchy-matchy, and I'll trim that off too. If you're in design school, you'll know that I'm big on not everything being so matching. Like, we want to make the eye see the little dimension and all the little depth that we're creating, but it doesn't have to be so symmetrical all the time. It can be, but it's fun to let it be a little different. So you can see we've already created our cluster. Boom. Our cluster is made, and that's going to go, it's squeaking up here at the top. And I'm going to let that just go sideways on my berry and bright sign. And I want to kind of bring it up a little so it's not hiding too much of the words, but it's kind of off to the side. So I need to leave room to hang it on this circle, but I want it to kind of sit in the middle of the circle, right? So in order to do that, you're going to use 2 cable ties to attach it to your sign. So I'm going to grab a couple here, and then we'll just put one over here and then one on the other side. And so that keeps it from falling all the way down. We got 2 on here in the middle of the circle. It's amazing how creative you can get with the cable ties and holding it on. You can always use wires or pipe cleaners, but I always find these can get a lot tighter than any of those and just hold up better in the long run. Okay, I'm going to trim those off. And now we got all this mechanics here you can see, but don't worry, we're going to hide that now and put our gorgeous bow right in the center. And look how cute! Now just attach this right to the spray. You don't have to go around the hanger. And you'll just, underneath my hand, I know you can't see it now, I'm just cable tying that in there. I'm trying to. But I love how cute this is. And I hope you want to try something like this for your home as well. These are just so fun. So easy. They make up in minutes. The thing that'll take you a little bit longer is the bow, even longer than the project. But you can see how much that bow makes it so cute and precious. Put those pine cones kind of popping through the bow, coming out. Let those tails come up. And you can tell we haven't even had to hide any of the words. Merry and bright with our beautiful swag right at the top. We nailed it, guys. We nailed it. Hello, Blue Merinos. It's Keleas. Are you ready to make this Christmas tree? And let's get started. That down, and then I always put hot glue mixed with it. And between the two, I usually get a really nice stable base. So I'm just going to dip these puppies in, put one on each side. One of the first steps in my projects is I'm going to green out a base. So I'm going to start by breaking this big pick down. So I'm going to start here with my longest pieces to go in to set that perimeter. We're going to go into that foam. We've given it a little time to set up. I'm going to come right in and we're going to push those in. I mean, number one's in. Now I'm going to go on the other side and do the same thing. I'll bring this in. There we go. So we got a great start. So the next thing we want to do is kind of pop in these pine. We're going to take this pine and kind of cut it down a little. I'm going to cut this into 2 pieces here. So I get 2 nice picks from one. And then we're going to start to kind of fill in a little bit around the edges here. All right, let's bring it in. Push it in right there. There's one kind of coming low. All right, let's bring this one in here. Pretty. Bring this in. And let's go over on the other side over here with this one. So we get this nice wispy pine. And I love long needle pine. That's really nice quality like this one, because then you get this pretty wispy look. We could probably cut and steal a little from these, just get a little fullness down below. Just take a little out, like grab a little bit of it, and you'll never even see it gone. Perfect. Okay, that looks great. I'm going to use these little wispy pieces on the end. So you can do the pattern you want. We're just working from the center, working out, really watching our transition so we have that clean look. That's something I preach in design school every week. There it is, a super simple, cute bow. I'm going to take and make a little, add a little floral pin to the back. They're like little U pins like this. And they work great to hold moss. We use them to go in the back of our bow right here, because we're going to pin this bow in to the base, okay? I'm going to come in the back, and now I'm going to add some glue to the back of my floral pin. And one of the reasons we're putting this in first is so we can get into that foam and mount in right here. And I'm going to kind of tuck that around the side. Now you see how cute it is? Isn't that adorable? Let's take these tails and do something fun with them. I'm just going to dovetail them pretty cute. Kind of let them poke out here. Just make that little V cut and just fold it in half and just cut up towards the end of the ribbon. And you cut on the fold. So that way you always get that little V, all right? Let those fly out. You can curl them up too and just have so much fun with the curls. So we're going to use this fun piece. And this one we're going to do a little bit differently than normal. Instead of cutting it out in sections, I'm literally going to pull this one down. Like every little wire is going to be separate. Because we want to kind of spread it around our design here. I love these snowflakes. And this is one reason I picked them out, because they're glittery, but they have a rustic look too, which goes so good with this tree here. Come out to the right over here, and we're going to put our first piece. It's a little of the pine cone. Oh, that looks great over here. Pulls in that creamy look. It's got a little glitter. I love it. Bring this in. I just hold my base as I'm putting everybody in. We're going to kind of, how about we have this one kind of come down? I'm big on not things being all matchy. It's okay if they're a little bit different. What's most important is that you get the shape right when you put them in. And that's something I teach in class to help you learn, you know, where every piece is going. But they don't have to be identically matching just because we have it in the center. And I'm just going to take my little snowflakes and we're going to kind of go between the bow here and let them kind of come out and break the plane of that bow. You know how much I love that. We could totally leave this like this, but I wanted to bring in that touch of the green and the red that's on that star. So we have that in the ribbon, and that's super cute, but we're going to bring in this country berry to do the same thing. And I want these berries to kind of branch out into the pie. So I'm going to bring it in. We're going to go right here. So think about when you're building your own designs, like think about how am I layering things in rather than just shoving more in. Sometimes less is more with the proper placement. That's why I like to teach you that in design school. And we've been really focusing on that so that we could try to make pieces that are a little less expensive but still look like our customers need to pay us a lot for them. We want to attract the right customer. I'm a big believer in that. And when you do that, it really helps make it easier to do this as a business. See, this looks so pretty. And they're not exactly identical. A little higher, a little lower. If you've never done wreath making or crafting as a stress reliever, I would encourage you to give it a try. You know, buy a kit from a creator, and you don't have to go out and invest in a ton of supplies when you get a kit. You can just start with something and see if it's a hobby you like. And then if you start to like it, then you can branch out and do more and experiment with more things. But just try wreath making or floral arranging. It is a fantastic stress reliever, and it is a great hobby. You know, when you want to pick up something new and try something fun that you've never done before. And we're here to support you in your journey. We're going to bring that greenery from the background to the foreground, and we're going to let that really shine here. We're going to let it shine. Okay, so I cut these out into some more baby pieces, and we're going to tuck these in. But this is looking super. I love it. And I hope you feel like this is something you could try without a whole lot of special anything. You can use a glue gun, guys. You can even just push this all in and not glue it. It would stay. It would be fine. It just wouldn't be permanent. It would wiggle loose, you know, the next year. But if you want to just try it out, you don't need anything except for that foam is the only thing you're going to have to go buy. And you are going to kind of have to glue the foam down because otherwise it wouldn't stay. But you can use your glue gun. All right, I'm going to keep popping this in. I like to add stuff in that bow because that bow needs to be popping. When I start singing, that means I'm excited. Don't knock it till you try it, people. Don't knock it till you try it. And if you're here to troll me, go ahead. Coming on the other side. This is so cute. See, breaking the plane of that bow a little, coming in there, letting it overlap a bit. I love that. Let's go in this way. Oh, popping it in, yes. That one all of a sudden just popped in. Talk about popping and locking. Let me go one more here to the right. And then the only thing left are little white twigs. So let's get those out next. I'm going to pop this one in. Just want to hear it crunch into that foam. I'm just going to hold on to it. There it goes. Perfect. So cute. I love these snowflakes just coming out of the bow. They're so adorable. All right, and the last piece we've got is the twigs. We filled in with the greenery. Now we got our little white twigs left. And let's put these in here. I love twigs. You can do a number of things. You can take and curl them, and I use my finger or a glue stick. You can kind of let them kind of curl out, and that's super cute. Let's put a couple of those in. I'm going to just come down here with the greenery, kind of work wherever there's no white already. And you might just curl the tip, you know, just let it kind of be like, hey, I'm out here at the party. Come on in here. Yeah, let's top. Oh, that looks good. Let's bring some more to the bottom. You got to find the right end. Here it is. Like what they look, we cleaned them up so good. I couldn't tell which the top or the bottom. I'm going to come down here where this pine is, pop this one in, and hear it crunch or redo it. If you crunch it into that foam with the glue, it'll stay, okay? That's why I'm a big deal about hear the crunch. Hear the crunch. Okay, cute. I'm going to come over here. All right, and then our last one, I'm going to have this one kind of curve out and curl just a little bit, like boop, like it's just starting to curl. See how cute that is with those pops of white? I'm going to let this one come over here. I'm actually just going to glue that one to that pine so it will be up high. Look how precious. Such a fun project that you can do with your family or just kind of hide in your craft room and make it for yourself. Pop this in your Christmas decorations, slide it in. Your honey bunny will never know that you made it. And when you tell them, hey, look what I got, you could be like, I made it myself, and best of all, I enjoyed the process. Our latest kit is ready to rock and roll, guys. In this kit, you're going to make the most beautiful Christmas wreath, and look at these full 10-yard rolls of ribbon you get in here to make a stunning wreath for your front door, and it even includes the wreath base. So come on in, let's have some fun, you guys. If you need the link to the kit, you're going to text us. Our number is 832-734-5201. Just text us the word link and you're going to get in on this kit, and you will get all the supplies you see here. The only thing you'll need to do is, of course, if you want to use a bow maker, you'll need your own bow maker and some cable ties, scissors, and just a little bit of hot glue. You can see I've got my electric skillet ready to go. So I'm going to put these supplies over to the side for a moment while I pull out my bow maker. We're going to start off by making our bow first. Now, our two ribbons that come in the kit are a beautiful gold glitter. It's going to pick up this beautiful green glittery pine that we have on the spray. And of course, we've got all these gorgeous ornaments on this ribbon that also tie in beautifully with our picks that come in the kit. And I'm going to start off with the beautiful bold ribbon in the back, and we're going to make what's called a funky bow, basically. So you will need wire cutters and a way to cut the ribbon. Of course, I use my scissors there. These are cable ties, and that's something else you're going to need. That will be how you take and hold the bow together. So what I'm going to do here with the ornament ribbon is just cut these at an angle like that. If you want to get fancy, you can do what's called a dovetail and fold that in half and just cut at an angle down like that. So boom, you've got a cute little tail. It's up to you how you want to do it. So I'm going to start off, I like my tails to be at 8 inches on this type of bow. So 8 inches, come to the center and twist. And you can make this bow just holding it in your hands also, guys. You just twist and hold it in the center. So this is a smaller bow, so I'm just going to go out at 6. And we're going to do 3 loops at the back here because I want to make it really showy with this pretty ornament ribbon. Come to the center and twist, and you're going to bring those tails up and down. That's 2 on each side. Now we're ready for 3. I love the 3-loop bow in the back. We're going to do what we call a blast-off bow. We're going to layer up some different layers here, but you need 3 of this gorgeous one in the back. Now come out here and measure that out to 8 inches, just a hair bit longer, and then fold it to the center, and I'm going to cut at an angle up to the corner. Okay, so now I have 1 tail up and 1 tail down. A funky bow means the tails are going
up and down, and they just have a lot of whimsicalness to them, which goes great with these ornaments going up and down. Now I'm going to add a second tail in there at 16 inches. So this is measured from the 8 to the 8 on my bow maker. And then I'm going to dovetail both of these. So you can dovetail them at once if you just stack them up. Stack them up, turn them, cut them from the angle down, okay? And then you'll have 2 dovetailed ends, and we're going to add that in for our second tail. So I'll just put that right down the center, scrunch it, and that way I have 2 tails, 2 up and 2 down. And the reason I want that is I've got this gorgeous gold to put on top, and I want that to layer behind it. So next step, grab your gold ribbon, and this is our blast off bow. So we go 3 loops, then 2, then 1. So this is our 2 loop section of the bow. So we'll just dovetail it, cut it right down, and I'll bring this piece in just a little bit shorter than that last tail, give it a twist. Literally, guys, the bow is the most time-consuming part of this project. You're going to be able to rock this out. This is such a super cute kit and very easy for beginners. And you can always just use the ball picks if you don't want the bow in there. You can do whatever you want when it comes to your design. Now these are about 5.5, and I'm doing 2 loops on each side. And then we're going to take and put our other tail, and this tail will go down. You see how pretty that is in there? It's just a neat contrast to have that meshy type glitter on top. Ooh, so juicy, guys. Juicy ribbon, Blue Merinos. I love it. Now we come in with our last little loop in the front. And this time I'm going to have this tail go this way. Just take and dovetail that one too. And we'll bring it, just a shorty, 4 inches, little cute little tail. Boom, coming up. Now I am going to take and do this loop at about 4 also. So not just a nice little tight loop. This is our 1 twist and scrunch when you get back to the middle. Bring those up and down. Look how cute it layers up like that. So pretty. And I'll dovetail this last one. And cut from the fold up. Pretty, pretty. I love it. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take it off the bow maker. So go a little slow here. Take your time. Cable tie runs right beside the dowels. You guys, if you need a link to the bow maker, just send us the word bows on our text list at 832-734-5201. You could also send us the word kit if you want to grab this kit. 832-734-5201, and that is texting. So it's texting on your phone, just like you would a friend. Text us here at Keleas.com, and we can send you those links automatically back to help you out. If you're already on our text list, just open us up as a contact on your phone and send us the word kit, and we will shoot it back to you. Okay? Isn't that pretty? It's looking good. All fluffed up, all good to go. I'm going to pull this off and move it to the side. Now, you're going to need to add a cable tie to the back because that's how we're going to put it on our wreath when we're all done. You can put a wire in the back also, but I prefer the cable ties. So those don't come in the kit. You'll need to provide your own of those. You can use a wire also. Okay, I like to put the gold down the middle for just a sparkle. Right up the center would be so cute. And we're doing that to hide our cable tie. So what you want to do is about a 10 to 12 inch piece of ribbon. We're going to take and fold it on its side and run that down the middle. And that just hides the plastic part of the cable tie. You won't see it. You'll have a nice finished center, y'all. If you're in design school, you know how much I really believe and talk about the details. They matter so much. And this is a detail. It's a detail in our design. So we really want to take advantage of popping that glitter ribbon in there. Okay, and if you need the link for design school, you know you can get on our list, our wait list when class opens again. Just send us the word link for that one. And I'll shoot you that link for our class where you can learn how to do higher level floral designs. This is a great starter, but we can take you to the next level when you're ready. Okay, our bow is good to go. Now let's grab out all the rest parts of our kit. We have our 2 rolls of ribbon. Here's our peck. Here's our wreath and our large spray. So I'm going to put the bow to the side, and I'm going to show you the easiest trick to deal with this large pick so you don't feel overwhelmed in its placement. Now, I'm going to make this The bow is going to go up here in this design. So I want this to be very showy and really sassy up here. So what I'm going to do is we're literally just going to do a shift on this, okay? So take and cut this tail of the wire off. We don't need that. So just cut that one off. And then what you're going to do next is I'm going to alternate these down. I'm just going to shift their direction. Isn't this so easy? Shift their direction, and we're going to leave what we call a little bow zone here where we'll be adding our bow. Okay, so this is the top, and this is the bottom of our wreath. This is just such a sweet little recipe, easy to do. You're going to love it. Now, all in one swoop, we're going to be able to attach this pick with this bow. I love these kind of things because they're a no-brainer. You're not going to have any supplies really left except for ribbon, which you can add to your tree to coordinate. Take that cable tie, grab that spray, and go through the grapevine so you make one big cluster with everybody, okay? So this one cable tie is doing double duty. It's holding the wreath on the base, the actual swag on the base of the wreath, as well as holding our bow together. Now, take a second. Pull these pieces up through here. That's really important. We call this breaking the plane of the base. You really want to break the plane to let this extend out and be gorgeous. Look at this. Look at this. Was that fast and easy? We still have this cute little pick, and there's a couple little things you can do with it. You can put it down here and have it kind of sass out down here and make a little another bow. So cute. Opposite bows are super cute. Because we're making this on the 14-inch wreath base, I like to just add this one in right in here to kind of extend that line from top to bottom. So let's do that. Let's trim this and we'll put that in there. And I'm telling you, just like this, quick and easy. We're under 12 minutes here, guys. We are making our own wreath with one of the wreath kits here from Keleas.com. I'm going to push that in to the grapevine. That's got a little glue. These beautiful balls are popping out with the ribbon. And listen, you can add tails if you want more things coming in. You've still got quite a few yards of gold and this one left from the kit. You can add it however you want, guys. Today we're going to make a cute little centerpiece we're going to do together, and it's our latest kit. It's a lot of fun. You guys, on here, I'm going to get y'all all zoomed in where you can see everything. So this is a new kit that's coming out, and we'll have a link for you here. If not right now, you can get it on their supply list. Go to supply list, and it'll be the latest kit as soon as it's available. It's brand new. And what we're going to do with this one is it's going to coordinate with all of the fun pieces that we've been doing in design school. But this one's just a sweet little mason jar, which is always kind of a classic look to go with this natural botanical look we've been doing with the berries and the eucalyptus. So in this kit, you're going to get the mason jar, you're going to get the gorgeous eucalyptus, and a couple of the small berry sprays right here, which are just adorable. And then this pine, this beautiful wispy pine. And that's going to be the whole combination we're going to use together. So if you're just getting in here, come on in, welcome. And we're going to start putting this puppy together. I've got to go grab our floral foam because that is not going to come in the kit. You're going to need to put your own foam in your jar. Hi, Debbie. Good to see you. You guys, I can't see comments everywhere, but if I see your name pop up, I'll tell you hello, welcome. If you're watching on the replay, let us know you're watching on the replay, definitely. I'm going to move this out of the way. We're going to put this right beside it here. And let me grab our little piece of floral foam. You don't need a whole lot. So, but we do need to pop it in there to hold everything in place. So while everybody's coming on, I'm just going to tell you hello. Thank you for joining us. And let me grab our little bit of foam and we'll pop it in there. I got the glue pod heating up over here. I don't know if y'all can see that on the video, but it's heating up and lots of goodness going on. Hi, Melissa and Cindy. And I moved all my floral foam earlier because it was in my way. Oh, I found it. I found it. All right, so we're going to take a little block like this. This is a little piece I cut off from some other projects, and we're going to put it in. Hey, Penny. Hi, Diane. And I don't need it to be all the way to the top. I like it to be a little bit lower. So I'm going to kind of get an idea, and then I'll just cut it right here. And I still haven't brought my knife from the house. I'm slow here. We're going to cut it old school with the scissors. We're gonna rough it. Hi Kathy, hi Tina, hey Lorely. Thanks, and if you guys are watching in the group, thanks for being here, or over on YouTube or TikTok. I'm so glad you're here. We are gonna have some fun. So we're gonna pop that in first. This is gonna hold all of our goodness together. You might want to put a little Gorilla Glue in there too, if you're gonna make it as a gift or send it off to anybody, because that'll keep it really, really good and stable inside there, okay? Now let's go ahead and start off by kind of creating our perimeter. And I want to use the really super cute pine outside on the edges of the design. So I'm going to take this here and just open it all up. And we're going to cut these down super short. Hi Marianne. Hey Curtin. So let me get my little wire cutters. Now it's up to you how tall you want to make it. And depending exactly, you know, how big you want to make it. I'm going to make it fairly substantial. It's going to have a small mason jar base that we're going to pop off that a whole lot. A whole lot. Hey Dora. You guys, right now I can read comments on TikTok and over on Facebook. So if you're someone else commenting, I'm not leaving you out. I just can't read them all with the technology I got going today. Maybe one day we're going to get fancier. So let's break down both of these sprays so I can kind of spread them apart a little bit in this design. I'm just cutting them all with just about a 1-inch stem. Hey Gail. Hi Richard and Shelly. I'm glad you're here hanging out with us today. It's a gorgeous day in Houston. It heated up a little, but it's still nice, and I like having that sunshine, of course. All right, let's go opposite with these when we put them on. And I'm gonna have these kind of come out and over. They're gonna be like my beautiful, like, dun, 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 dun. This is my favorite pine to get the action going. You're loving it so far? Great, great. I'm glad you are. I'm gonna move you guys back just a little bit so you guys can see it pretty good. So it's gonna coordinate with the pieces we did in design school. It's just gonna be a little bit smaller centerpiece. This type of piece is great for your craft booth if you sell or you do craft shows, because it's not too big. It's the type of thing that people can put anywhere and in their home and make a great gift. Okay, so you can see I've just gone kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, easy, easy. Right, Debbie? A nice day for the Astros win. Hey, I was gonna not try to get into the Astros, but you know, go Stros. Oh, Bridget, you're gonna do mason jar centerpieces for a rehearsal dinner. Perfect. Kendra, did I paint the jar? No, Kendra, this comes this way in our kit. You guys, this is gonna be a kit. So when you're watching or you're watching on the replay, if you want the link to the kit, just put the word kit in the comments. Kit, and then we'll get back to you and give you the link to the kit. Now I'm coming in with my beautiful eucalyptus. This is one of my favorite pieces this season. It's frosted and it's two-tone. You see the light green and the dark green? Ooh, juicy. I'm gonna take and we're gonna start with 3 pieces of this right in the center. I'm gonna break this down, you guys. Really easy for you. So 1, 2, and the third one will be over here, okay? I'm gonna separate it and it's gonna come on this side. Now, these are gonna sit up high and pretty right in the middle. I mean, this is like a no-brainer. So easy. Yeah, wherever you're watching, guys, put kit in the comments. We'll come back and reply to you. Now, if you're over on TikTok, you know the replay is not available, but come join us on YouTube or Facebook, and we'll get back to you with the link to the kit. Or you can come back and check the link in the bio. All right, now let's take a couple of these and cut them down shorter. I'm gonna cut these like in half, so these are like little baby picks, like this, little baby ones. Break them down. Because these we're gonna use around the perimeter. These are so fast to make. You can make several really quickly. Now these are gonna go in between our little bit of our pretty pine that we put in. Okay, and we're gonna let these kind of pop out right between, and I'm gonna just kind of circle it around. If you have like a Lazy Susan, you could pop this on your Lazy Susan and give this puppy a little spin all the way around. Okay, and let's put one more here, and then one here. Okay, that's pretty easy, isn't it? Look how cute it looks already. And you got a great shape working all the way around. Great shape, rock and roll. It's not too heavy. It's just perfect as far as our spacing. Now it's time to grab those adorable berry bushes. So these are what's going to make the party get started. You got twigs, you've got berries. This is the good stuff. I like to take the twigs and twist them and curl them. You don't have to do them. You can let them be wild and free if you want. But I like to do, you know, add a little pop of that in there. Okay, I'm going to take and cut this where we've got 2 picks out of each one, okay? So separate it out, and this one will go right here. And this one don't cut yet because we're going to measure that one, okay, when we put it in so we get the right height. I want these pieces to kind of flow out of the center, and I want the twigs to be opposite. Since this is all the pieces that are coming in the kit, that way I can kind of get a measurement from here how long I want it to be. So I just kind of take it up to the edge, make my cut, and it kind of depends where you put that foam in the container. You might have to cut it a little longer depending how big you leave that piece of foam, but you do want the foam to go out below the lip, so that way you don't have to use any moss or anything to hide mechanics. Look how cute already. So easy. Okay, adorable. Let's go on the other side. Now go opposite on this side. Break down your next pick the same way. The reason I'm doing that is I'm utilizing these killer twigs up for the height of the design, and we want to make sure we do that, maximize it. Coming in here, cutting that. We'll wait to cut it. We'll measure it out, okay? Just like this, and I'm going to bring it over and see about where I need it. Okay, great. And then remember, I'm going to curl these twigs down just a little. We want them to be wild and free still, but I'll bring them down just a hair. Okay, let's do that. Isn't that fun? Yeah, go Astros is right. Y'all, I'm from Houston, and we're excited about the Astros, of course. And of course, we want them to do their best. And we're so happy this time we're hopefully not having any major natural disasters while they're doing really good. We want to keep it that way. Okay, so they're opposite each other, so we got great placement. It's looking adorable already. And we're going to continue. We're going to add a few more pieces. Now these berries, we're going to use them low to the base on the opposite side, okay, in each little area. When we separated this into 4 pieces with that pine, we created these little sections that's so easy to go between. You guys, these are like foolproof methods to make these designs rock and roll. So don't be afraid to try them. A kit's a great way to get started on a really simple, fun project. And this one also comes with some ribbon. So as soon as we get done with the design, we're going to pop in a little touch of ribbon. You get the whole roll of ribbon, so you definitely could use it to pop in a wreath to coordinate or make a little lantern swag. Maybe we'll do that too for you guys. But this one right here, is going right just opposite the other two. We're letting the twigs fly out the top. Super duper cute. You can give the eucalyptus a little bend if you want it to pop down a little more. Now, I've got 2 more pieces of this pine we're going to put in now. And I just like to use this, instead of all the other pine kind of broke the plane of the container, let's use this one to kind of go up and like spike it up the middle a little bit. Hey, Marina! Don't you want Dusty to win? Yes, of course we do. Just love it all. Love it all. So exciting. Okay, I'm going to push this one. You need to hear it crunch into the foam. If it's not crunching, then you know something's not going right. Let's go to the other side. So everything we do is we do one on the other side, one on the other. The exception was those 3 pieces that we put in the middle. Those didn't really go opposite, okay? Pop this one in. Put that one up the middle. This looks so cute. Now, we're going to grab our roll of ribbon that also comes in the kit, and we're going to just pop a sweet little bow right around the base, okay? And we'll just take, and first of all, I like to just take and cut the, we can leave it on there, we don't have to cut it. Just kind of come around the base of the container, and we can take and just glue a little piece on there, just like this, at the top, making it real neat and clean. And I love that little touch. So let's do that. I'm just going to cut it where it overlaps just a little bit, and we'll go around and pop that right here around the top. I've got a little bit of a glue string here. Okay. You could have done this first too, but I'm just doing it at the end. And you don't have to put the bow. You could use the ribbon on something totally different. Okay, I'm going to put a little glue on there, and then I'm going to overlap these also. So glue, overlap,
Now I need a little glue on that piece of ribbon to hide this right here, okay? I don't use a glue gun, guys, so if you see me bring the glue to it, that's why. Boom, 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 bring it over. Perfect. Okay, and now, I want it to be kind of neatly connected there. Don't you knock my wreath down. Now, I'm going to add a little bow, but the bow, I think I'll just poke the bow up inside the design. So let me grab a couple of cable ties, and we'll make our little bow here. Let me grab those cable ties first. We're going to just tie our bow on one of those little pieces of stem we have left, okay? Right here, and we'll put that in. Yes, if you got here, yes, there's foam in there, Debbie. There's foam in the jar. Yes, ma'am. If you just got here, guys, and you're going to want the link to grab this kit, let us know in the comments. We'll come back and put it in. I'm just making a simple hand over hand bow right here that we're going to pop in the design. Really simple. You don't need a bunch of ribbon or bow on here because this is just a beautiful touch to the design. So here goes my cable tie going through the middle. And then I am going to add a wire to the back of it right there. Okay, bow looking good. Wire going in the back. And we're going to make just a big old floral pin. I just need a bigger one than normal. So I just bend one of those wires. And that literally came off one of those floral pieces. Okay, dokie. And then just kind of, let's cut our tails. I don't really know how long I've left them, so I'm going to leave them a little long. Now, because you're kind of pushing this into the design, you don't necessarily have to worry about covering the center like we normally do because you're probably not going to see it. So let me decide where I want the bow. Let's see. Let's have it kind of right here off to the side, and then I'm going to take and put a little glue on that, and we'll push it into the foam. Okay? Got my glue on my homemade floral pin. I'm going to pop it in, and hopefully don't burn yourself. You want to hear it crunch in there, hopefully. There it goes. Yes, hear the crunch. And then just bring that out. And then I would probably leave these kind of long so we can literally let them curl up and then pull them out a little. Because I always love little curly danglies hanging as part of my little swirl. Get your twigs going where you want them. And we did it. It's a super duper cute little arrangement. I think it's really fun. It's a little simple one to do, and this would be just a great teacher's gift, a little pretty cute thing to grab to give to somebody. Yeah, you can always put bows in arrangements. You sure can. Oh, you guys, and Nicole got the kit up. Thanks, Nicole. I didn't think you would have time to do it. She's awesome. She hustled. So you guys, if you're watching over on TikTok or YouTube, if you'll just go to our latest supply list, you will also see the kit there. Or just search kit on Keleas.com and it will help you get the link for it. If you can't find it, you're totally lost, you can email us at info@Keleas.com and we'll help you out and get you what you need. But it is fun to make and you don't have to go shopping for a bunch of supplies. Really easy to make it just along with us, okay? And anytime you see a kit or a supply list, the link for that video is in the description. So if you get the kit and you're like, okay, I want to go back and watch the video replay, the link will be there and you can watch it on whatever platform you prefer to watch it on. Okay, this was fun making with you guys. I'll see y'all next time. Don't forget to have fun with flowers and make sure you're on our text list at textkele.com so I can send you a notification anytime we go live. Send us the word live on the text list. All right, bye everybody. Have fun today. Go Astros.
Hey Blue-Marinos, it's Kele here with Keleas.com. Are you ready to have some fun? We are going to make the cutest sled today. This is our base we're going to start with, and I'm excited to let you know this is a kit. You're going to get this Magnolia sled, 2 of these adorable Cardinal picks, and the perfect berry ribbon to mix all together. And yes, you're getting all 10 yards in the kit. And on this one, you're going to make your own sled door hanger. Of course, this is cute how it is, but we're going to take it to the next level. So I'm Keleas, and welcome. We're going to have some fun. If you don't already like, subscribe, and follow us wherever you're watching, you're going to want to do that, of course. And if you've never gotten one of our kits before, you can grab one at Keleas.com. If you need the direct link to get one, just text us the word KIT. Text us KIT to 832-734-5201, and you can get your own kit to make this exact project. Okay, so the only thing that doesn't come in the kit would be like wire or cable ties, scissors, and hot glue. That's all going to be up to you to provide. Now this comes with a cute little jute hanger, but it's going to be so much cuter with the ribbon. So we're going to switch out the hanger first. That's an easy thing you guys can do. Whether you get this kit from us or you do other projects at home, take and just upgrade the hanger, you know, make it a little bit cuter. So we're going to do that with our adorable ribbon. So let's just start by putting a little knot on this side. And I want to make sure the ribbon looks pretty hanging over the edge here. I want to see that pretty ribbon overlapping. So when I do my knot, I'm just going to keep it really cute. I'm going to tie it kind of like a tie, bring it under, and then we are going to pull it a little bit around and up. So I get a cute little knot, or I can see my cute little ribbon. One more up here. And I like that little stitching showing. Let's bring it under. 2 of those is enough. This doesn't weigh a whole bunch, guys. It's light. Okay, and then I'm going to trim that off, and we can rotate this a little bit around the back. So you have it at the top, and then you got your cute little ribbon showing right there. Cut that little piece off, and knot one is good to go. All right, now, I don't think we need a big, long hanger on this one. I just want to keep it pretty simple. Bring it around. If you have a wreath hanger that you hang your stuff on, you don't want this super long, otherwise it's going to bang against your door. So keep it pretty simple. So I'm going to cut it about 6 inches beyond there, so I have enough to make my knot. And we'll just pull this off to the side, because I think we're going to want a bow on this too. Hey, the bow could be optional. You could do what you want on your design. But I know we're changing out this hanger because we're going to take it to the next level, of course. Now, when I want this to come around, I don't want to see the back of the ribbon, so make sure you're flipping that around. And then we're going to come from the front to the back. So I've got the pretty side showing. And it doesn't need to be too long. Something like this I think is just fine. That's probably about 8 inches. Okay? And a couple of knots here. Going around. Bring it in under. There's knot number 1. And we'll pull that to the top up here. And then we're going to do one more. Just so it looks nice and neat and clean. And I've just brought that over and around on itself. You don't have to overthink this too much. Just cute little knots that are kind of tucked to the top edge. And then this is wired ribbon, so we can fluff that all around. So we did a switcheroo on the hanger, and we put our own little cute hanger on because we're fancy like that. That's done. I threw that little nub in the trash. Okay. Now, this is super cute how it is, but we're going to put our cardinal picks in, and these have the cutest little cardinals and all this fun berry, and that's what's going to make this a little bit more dimensional, a little bit more sparkly before we put our bow in, okay? So take on these picks, and if you look at them, I'm the queen of breaking down picks. If you're in design school and this is a beginner project, but in design school we do more advanced projects that are just multi-steps, so we have to learn how to break down picks to make it quick and easy to create the process that we're doing. So I'm going to cut these with just about 2 inches. They don't need a lot. We're just tucking them into the base here with glue. And if you want to be in our design school class, we open up a couple times a year for new students. So get on our wait list. Just text us the word LINK, L-I-N-K, and text it to 832-734-5201. And you can replay this to get it again, or 832-734-5201. And just text us the word LINK, and we will send you the link for our class where you can learn to do higher-end design projects. And not just the recipe how to do one, but the principles behind what we're doing, so you can repeat the process over and over and learn exactly how to do beautiful floral designs with silk flowers. Okay, I've broken it up into sections again, and I'm breaking this one down too. I don't want these stems really long. I'm just cutting them to about 1 to 2 inches here. And we're going to tuck it in behind that magnolia. Okay? Now, I've got my 2 cardinals, and they come with a little chunky piece of greenery. And one of the principles of design is kind of to work opposites. This looks like a swag, if you've ever designed a swag. So our transition point is right here at the magnolia. So put a little glue on here, and the neat thing is this has got a bunch of Christmas pine you can just tuck it into. Just tuck this right into here, and we're going to use her. This sweet little cardinal, she's going to look up and off to that side. So that means I need another one opposite. And this one we'll put in down here. Now, this is a little bit below the transition point, but we're going to still let her stick up slightly. We're just going to tuck her in right here. You see how they're opposite? And that kind of evens out the eye with that hanger we made, and we're going to really balance it when we put a bow at the bottom. So glue this in. We're going to tuck it right underneath the sweet little magnolia. And, oh, magnolias are so popular here for every season. So give them a try, y'all, if you haven't created with them. They are beautiful flowers. Okay, a little bit of snowy goodness. All right, now we've got all our berry pieces. These 2 are the matching ones that have a little bit of pine. So, and they've got that little sparkle. So let's take one of these and like have it come down from these 2. And we're going to shift direction on it because it's at what we call a transition. At the transition point of this design, so it needs to go the opposite direction. So I'm going to tuck that right under here, trying to cover up all my glue. Just push that petals down to hide it. Perfect. And that works between. Now let's put the other thicker piece in between the 2 cardinals. And I'm going to definitely shake hands with it. That's another design school term, guys. Shake hands means spread it out, fill it out, make it look beautiful. Utilize that pick that you've spent good money for. We're going to utilize that and spread it out. And get, oh, yes, I see the berries flowing. Now, hold these off. We're going to use these in a minute. But we're going to tie us a sweet little bow to go on this side. Okay? Now, grab a cable tie. I didn't grab me one before, so give me a second. I'm going to grab it. But I'm going to use a little cable tie to hold this bow together. You could use a little piece of wire too. And I want the little bow to tuck in here. Doesn't have to do a whole lot as far as be very many layers, but we're going to keep it pretty simple. I'm going to cut that at an angle. This will be my first tail. Depending how long you want it, I want it to kind of come down off the base. So I'll scrunch that up and twist it in my hand. And I made a loop, and it's probably about 4 inches, and I want to just make sure I like that. I like it. Scrunch it and twist it. So this is just like, you could do this in your bow maker if you want to use your bow maker. Here's one layer, scrunch and twist, and I'm going to make this one a little shorter. So probably about 1/2 inch shorter than my last loop. Scrunch and twist, and we're going to do this on this. Oh my gosh. Look how cute. So I just made a sweet little bow with a long tail or short tail, okay? And you can stack them up like this. That's fine too, and have both tails come down however you want. So I'm going to take my cable tie to the middle, and we're going to go ahead and get this nice and tight in the center. You can use wire too, guys. Fluff out that middle. I'm going to layer my loops just up, like a big one, a little one. Get it nice and tight. We're not going to put a wire through the back this time because we're just going to glue this puppy in today. It's a sweet little bow. Yo, the birds are going crazy out here. All right, let's cut this tail a little bit longer. Okay, a little bit longer because we're sassy like that. Now, I want to tuck this bow in right next to my magnolia. Let's just put it in right here. And then I'm going to glue that down. But because I can see the center of the bow, I want to be careful that I cover that with a little bit of ribbon. I was trying to decide if we'd be able to see it, but we are going to be. So cut a little piece of ribbon and we'll fill in that area. I just fold this on itself. If you guys ever see me make bows, we're going to use that same technique where we cover the center. That just is where that cable tie is. I'll put a little bitty knot in here. And we'll tuck that to the back. Okay, fluff this dude out. Those tails need to come down. She's looking cute. All right, you can leave this little tail that's on the knot, or you can trim that off. I'm just gonna leave it right now. I might trim it when we all get to it. But I'm gonna leave that little piece. Okay, let's glue her in. I'm gonna put her right in here. So let me bring this little piece. That's a little piece of what do you call that? The one you kiss under. You guys know. Tell me in the comments. Shoot. Why can't I think of it? The one you give sweet little kisses under. Okay, let's get some glue on there. Kiss me and mistletoe. Jeez. Thank you for helping me in the comments. Okay, I'm going right in here. We're just going to glue that to that pine and just hold it for a second. Let my little ribbon tails pop up. And hold that while you manipulate these longer tails. Isn't this just so sweet and simple? I love these little projects, guys, to get you excited about creating. This is a perfect little project for a smaller door classroom, maybe a nursing home, or if you've got a little spot in your home you can pop this in. Is just a perfect little touch. Okay, I'm going to cut these at a bigger angle, those two little ribbons. Oh, that one's okay. And let's curl these up. Alrighty, and we're not finished yet because it's twig time. Just like you're in design school, we would use twigs to accent our piece, especially at the end of our design. Let's tuck this in there. And that's how we're going to use these cute little berries. I'm going to use them just like twigs. You see, we put the bow kind of opposite the cardinal, so she's balancing it out. Now let's pop in our cute little baby twigs. Y'all, I hope you're enjoying making this kit with us. And don't be a stranger, come back and watch us make more projects together, of course. See how fun these are to tuck in? Isn't that great? And don't forget, you can text us the word KIT, K-I-T, to 832-734-5201, and we'll send you just automatically, instantly, the link to this kit. And if you are watching later, you'll get the link to all our latest kits. So even if this one's sold out, you can find out and be in the know about what our latest kit is. We can always send you the video too. Oh my gosh, it's so cute with these in here. I got one more little piece. Let's put this on the end. So don't be afraid to use your little berries to accent like little fun twigs. Just put a little glue, pop them into the pine. I'm going to alternate this bow just a little bit. I think I'm going to go up and down just like that. And we did it! We made our own sled door hanger. She's super cute and ready to gift to anyone. Oh, y'all, and you've got this much ribbon to tie up treat bags too, to deliver all those cookies you're making this Christmas. Guys, this is awesome. This is our newest kit. We're gonna have so much fun with it. I'm Keleas, come on in, let's get started. This particular Santa boot comes just like this. And the first thing I'm gonna do to kind of prep it is I put a piece of floral foam in there. So that way I can put a really nice sizable arrangement in this container. It'll be really super stable. So this floral foam, it's just wedged in there. If you want to put it more permanently, then you can use some hot glue to attach it. And a little Gorilla Glue always helps hold it in place really good. So the first thing I'm going to do, just like I was in, if I were teaching a design school, we're going to do what we call greening out our base. And we're going to do that first. So this is one of my favorite Christmas stems here. It's a pine that has this gorgeous snow on it and berry. And we're going to use that to start greening out this base to get the boots started. So let me grab one of those and we will start breaking it up. Now you've kind of got to decide the height you want on your design. And once you kind of get an idea, okay, I want it that high, go ahead and cut. Now there's rules of design. I teach in design school, but I also am always just telling my students, hey, just go ahead and do what you enjoy too. So play with what you're looking for, you know, your finished look to look like, and get started with that. So I'm going to start by just pushing this first piece in the back of the design, and I have a lot of height. I am going to take this little pine cone off, but I'm going to hold on to it because we might bring some of these back. So when you cut that off, see if you can save the little wire so we've got it if we want to bring some of those back in the design. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to break down a couple of stems here where I can get the greenery into different sections. So we're going to cut it into
basically, I'm going to do them into 2 sections. I'm going to leave 2 pieces together and 1 separate. Or if you really want to have more control, you could cut them all individually. But we're going to start off like this. And I'm going to use one of these on the right and one on the left of this design. So I'm going to put this one in on the right. This is 2 pieces together, just kind of going in and just kind of letting that come over. And in design school, we call this breaking the plane. We want it to come out over the edge of the container. Now, if you think that's coming out a little bit farther than you want, you can take, and we can trim that. Like that's a little bit more than I want. I can trim this down a little, okay, and keep it a little more compacted. So you can always control the length of your stems when you're cutting and arranging them. So I'm gonna have that one come out. Oh, that's pretty. And this one kind of come into here. Look how pretty that is. So you can see how simple so far our pattern is on this, but it's easy. That was just a glue string. So I'm gonna get one more, grab another, and I'm gonna break it into sections as well here. This time we'll just do them all 3 separate, so we've got a good spacing. And in design school, we just call this, we're gonna, break up our pick. And I want just kind of mirror placement. What we're doing on the right, we're gonna do on the left here. And I'm keeping my my little stems that have the pine cone off to the side. We're gonna save those for the kind of a little treat at the end, okay? So I'm gonna put my longer piece out here on the left. All right, just kind of coming out. Push that in right there. Good deal. And then I want my shorter piece just going right here up the middle where we had the other. It's easy. So just like that, we've already quickly greened out our base, which I love because we have a nice foundation. It's going to serve as a great backdrop to the rest of the design. So that's how you start off by prepping your base. Now our next step is going to be to grab our berries. And we're going to use our berries as our main pop of color in here. These are done in a really pretty red that goes great with these boots. So the first thing I want to do is kind of have the stem going up the middle. I want it to be shorter than the greenery I've got on there, so we're going to go a little bit shorter. Keeping it pretty short. Let's see if that'll work. And we will put that in here. Save all those wires, guys. Anytime you get cut off a nice wire stem like this, hold on to it. That can be useful. It will be definitely useful to use for a number of different things. So I've got my glue pot over here to the side where I'm getting a little glue on. I'm just going to tuck this in. And we're practicing a little layering when we bring this in. I've already shook hands with each stem as I put it into our design, so you can see all the movement and motion. Look, isn't that great? That looks so good. Make the camera just a little bit bigger so you can see the top. This is a candy arrangement we did over to the left there in design school, but this is we're using some of the same principles here to get the basics started on this. Now, I'm going to take this spray and we're going to break it into smaller pieces, okay? So I like to do it into 2 sections, and we'll just cut it right here in the middle. And then I'll come in and trim the long stem off. So you'll have one that's a little bit more longer and skinnier, and one's a little chunkier. And we can take this one and divide it into a couple of sections. So I'm going to trim it there and here. Okay. And then we're going to start to build out how we want our berries. So this piece, it's long and it tapers. You want to use that for your length, how I'm going to come out over the sides on my design. And I want to take and do what we call shake hands. I'm going to manipulate the wires. The supplies we sell on Keleas.com are they're just high quality, good products that have a lot of movement. So I really believe in them if I'm selling them, that I think they're good quality and they'll be easy to design with. When something's easy to design with, your work is going to look more beautiful, more polished, more finished, more expensive. So if you ever want to get to where you sell your work, I want you to think about the supplies you're purchasing so that you can get the most, best quality for your customers at the most reasonable price to maximize your profits too. So I'm going to break up this one the exact same way. We're going to have one long one, and then we'll take and have 2 short ones. So while supplies last, we have this available in a kit, and you'll get everything you need to make it as seen here. The only thing you won't get is the foam. You just have to add your own floral foam. to put in the base. So now we're gonna go on the right side. So think about the same motion we gave that one to the left. We want to give this one go into the right. So whenever you use a mirror placement, it's just like the transition of the whole design occurs down the middle. That's the kind of stuff I love to teach in design school. So come join us over there in class. We would love to have you, and especially here at the holidays, because things we just get started on having so much fun, and then we just transition right into the spring, and that's flower time, and that's my go time. I love it when we're getting to play with all the fun florals. So let's go ahead, hold these berries off for just a second, and go back to those 2 longer pieces of pine we had. We had these 2 that we left the pine cones on. We're gonna use these kind of coming in these sections off the back. I'll let this pine go forward, and these are gonna go right in there. We're gonna leave those pine cones on. Remember, these are the ones we're in the front. I love these Santa boots. They're so cute and so fun to decorate in. Okay, and then I'm gonna cut this one to the same length. We're gonna do it on the other side. So this design we're doing today is pretty matchy-matchy, and if you're in design school, they will tell you, Keleas always like, don't matchy-matchy it, but sometimes we gotta matchy-matchy. And that just means it's the same on the right as it is on the left. See how pretty that filled in? Now we've got those little bit of pine cones in there. Isn't that looking gorgeous? Let me turn it towards you. This is so pretty. All right, it's time for berries. So we have some clusters that are a little bit larger. The larger clusters, we're gonna run them right in front of the cluster you just put in with the pine. Just put it right down here. Oop, it got tangled up. I want to hear it crunch in that foam, so I know it's in there secure. And then that's going to come right in there. And we're going to do the same thing on the left. So use the large clusters for those, okay? Because we need that little bit of height. Come on in here, baby. How cute are these? You put these on your mantle. Oh my gosh, I love it. Okay, I love that it's got this vintage vibe, but then it's just full with these killer berries. And the snowy greenery, it's the bomb. Now, here's where you need to decide where you're going to be putting it in your home. If you are going to have it somewhere you want to see both sides, I would take some berries and put them on the back. If it's going to be something you want to use on your mantle or on your fireplace, like down at the bottom or on a table, and you know, hey, this is going in the hall table, it's one-sided, then I would go ahead and put more berries here at the front. So you decide. I held 2 berries off for the final placement. I'm going to put these right in the front. Right here. Boom. I love that. And that's going to be a little bit below the greenery. So once again, it's breaking the plate of the container. It's just so exciting to see all these gorgeous florals together. And when you get a good berry like this, it really, really makes it look stunning when you put it all together. All right, Bloomerinos, I can't wait for you to make your own. And then we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.